Shout out to Kopish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
Keep all the good work
the
up.
Two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that, guys. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Good evening, lovely people. Hope you're all well and welcome back to another Monday Night Live. Before we get started, please do smash that like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. Got some really good talking topics today, some controversial stuff. I can already see from the comments and some of the comments I received on Twitter. People aren't going to be happy with this topic, so we're just going to go ahead and rip off the band-aid. Today, Patrick Bamford has been linked with a move to Liverpool by Ornstein. Says that Klopp is a big admirer of Bamford, and Klopp's made no secret of that either. Now, obviously, Bamford, I think, he's definitely in the top 5 goal scorers this season. However, he sits number 1 as a striker who's missed the most big chances this season. So effectively, he could have been the top leading goal scorer this season. Now, obviously, before this season, he'd only scored 1 Premier League goal, and that was in 634 minutes. However, this season, he's come on leaps and bounds, and he's got an outside chance of being a pick for Gareth Southgate even, to go to the Euros. Liverpool have been linked with him. Matt, I'll come to you first. I know the name's underwhelming, but taking away his name, if I said to you, a player who's got double figures worth of goals, playing in a mid-table team, decent feet, okay turn of pace, decent finisher, considering the season we've had, if his name wasn't Bamford, would you be excited over the signing?
To answer you emphatically, I wouldn't even care if his name was Bamford. Bro, I'm gonna be so real. I'm not disrespecting Patrick Bamford, even though I just did, but I call him Bamford, yeah?
Yeah.
We can do better. We're Liverpool Football Club. There's a reason why he's at Leeds. I think Leeds is his level, in my opinion. And dare I say it, Leeds could probably do better than him. I think he's a good player for Leeds, but if we're talking about being clinical, something that we've been crying out for the whole season, he does not fit the bill. And you kind of know that him being English, you're going to add some English tax with that as well, which I don't want to see. With every English player, there's always that tax. Like, look what we had to do with the tribunals, for example, for like guys like Harvey Elliott, even my man Solanke, when we had to, you know what I mean, go for the tribunal thing. I know it's different, but you get what I'm trying to say. I don't want him at our club. I think we can do better. Dare I say it, I think Divock Origi is a better player. I think if you put Divock Origi in Leeds and you play him week in, week out, Divock Origi will probably get you the same amount of goals. But I'm not going to sit here and say Bamford is dead, because he's not dead. If Bamford ain't dead, let's get twisted. He's got goals for a reason. But I just think we can do better. We need a clinical marksman. Now, it's not about name. Man United today signed Edison Cavani, right? They signed him with a 1-year extension, I think it is. Maybe even 2 years, I can't remember. But it's an extension. The players that we should be looking at, if we have to go to that, you know, we haven't got a lot of money for fees, but we can pay decent wages, why not try and get Aguero? Like, why not try and get him? He's on a free. I'm just saying, it's just a name that's out there, isn't it? Like, someone of that high caliber, where Man United took that punt on Cavani, who's 34 years old, brought him in for a year, and they would have signed him in for another year. Thiago Silva, I know it's very different, but they brought him in. He's 35, I think, years of age, for a year. They want to extend him for a year, and they probably will. So you can get experience and you can get quality. Patrick Bamford, for me, will be going a step backwards. Like, he's not, for me, doesn't fit the bill. We can do way better than that. And again, you just got to look at how many chances he's missed. Could you imagine Patrick Bamford missing those chances at Liverpool compared to at Leeds? Could you imagine, you know, the amount of stick that he would get? Because, listen, when Salah misses, he gets stick. Mane, Firmino, Origi. Patrick Bamford would be no different. And if we was to ever sign him, I think it would be like a Ricky Lambert thing, where we're just hoping, man's had a decent season, now playing with better players. Is he going to play better? Yes, he'll probably get even more chances. But more chances also means he'll miss more. So me personally, I don't want him.
Fair enough. Shout out to Tope Bello, who's just become a YouTube member. Much appreciated. If you want to become a member yourself, where you get exclusive back of the scenes access and extra video content, then do hit the link in the description. Drift, I'm going to ask you a slightly different question. And this is not trying to start an agenda. You know, my role is to kind of play devil's advocate, even though you both know my thoughts on if we were to sign Patrick Bamford. Would you guys be happy if we signed Jamie Vardy?
So I'm holding Bamford, by the way.
Would you be happy if we signed Jamie Vardy?
At 34, coming up 35 years old.
Forget about his age, just as the player he is. Would you be happy?
For the player, 100%.
All right.
But you do have to take into consideration he's nearly 35, though.
No, I hear you. But if I was to tell you that Patrick Bamford's only missed 2 more big chances than Vardy this season, whereas most people see Vardy as being clinical, would that change your perception? And are we potentially being too harsh on him given his past as opposed to what he is as a player now?
The thought of signing Patrick Bamford is drier than this digestive, bro.
All right. He's not a glamorous signing, and again, I'm not going to sit here and say I want him, but are we just completely disregarding him because of his name, because of who he is, because of his past? Like, are we just completely overlooking him? Is there a player in there? Could we all talk about how Klopp gets the best out of players? Could Klopp elevate him and take him to another level?
I love the devil's advocate questions from
I've got to do it. I think it's fair.
I know, bro. I know. It's what great hosts do. That's why I love you. But
got to do it.
Bro, there's no way you're gonna spin this on me, bro.
I'm not trying to spin it. I'm just trying to.
No, I know. There's no way you can. There's no way you can put it in a way that makes it feel like it could be okay. Then, should I say? It's Bamford. Bamford. Who are we? Bamford. I thought it was bad enough when we were getting linked with Daka. Bamford. At least I know Daka may be able to reach a ceiling where we're talking about world-class player in a few years. Bamford. Nah, I'm sorry. I'm not even going to take 3-4 minutes to talk about this one. Bamford.
Zubiri says, bless
better than Origi. Matt, did I hear you say, dare I say it, he may get more goals than Origi?
Huh?
Or Origi you made a comparison that seemed pretty close. I got lost when you made that.
I don't want to draw on the Origi.
I never said that, bro.
Comparisons. The reason I don't is because they're very different players. I think it's very much depends on the system you want to play, depending on who you pick out.
I said if you put Origi in Leeds, he should get more goals.
I don't actually think Origi would work very well at Leeds because of their style of play.
Maybe, but I'm just saying, all right then, well, let me rephrase it then. I think Origi is a better player than Bamford. I think he is. And I think the amount of chances that Bamford gets, that kind of shows us what I think. If you deep it, and Origi that plays week in, week out with confidence does get more goals than Patrick Bamford, in my opinion, anyway.
We say, look, I'm not even trying to turn. Hold on, I'm not even trying to.
Some people disagree. Some people think Bamford is better than Origi.
Look,
I'm not saying that.
I'm not even trying to jump on the whole Origi thing here. We keep on saying a player like playing Origi week in, week out on confidence, but we've kind of never seen that. Whether it be him not getting picked or him getting injured, but we haven't seen Origi play week in, week out, and a confident Origi play week in, week out over a sustained period to judge that. So I don't think it's even fair to compare Patrick Bamford to Origi because it's completely.
Let me ask you a question, Cal, because obviously as the host you don't really get to answer it very much. So let me ask you a question, yeah?
Go on.
We've been doing a lot of shows where we're being a bit unrealistic and a bit fantasy, but that's the fun of fan channels and what we do in it. Could we get a Haaland? Is there a way Liverpool could convince Levy to let us have Kane? All these kind of fantasy scenarios we've had. Whether it's fantasy or not, the team we support isn't fantasy to get those. It's our owners that are making that feel like a fantasy. We ain't like Coventry fans, no disrespect, or Sheffield United fans where it's beyond fantasy. Like we joke with it, it's clearly a joke. Like we should be able to get these guys, but our owners are just moving in a way they can't. But the conversation has been about those guys, Cal, right? We're gonna go from Haaland, Mbappe, Sancho, talking about those guys, to talking about Patrick Bamford. Let me ask you, bro. What do you feel if that's the way FSG and Edwards are actually going?
I'd be livid. I'm not going to make no secrets about it. But
Okay.
remember, I was the first one to speak to you lot about FSG spending and my thoughts on FSG. Like I've been very critical of the owners for a very long time before it's fashionable to be, and I got a lot of stick for it. But
Oh no, I remember when I publicly came out.
It's potentially where we are though, isn't it? And again, if you give me a choice of strikers, Patrick Bamford doesn't even make my list as a backup, unfortunately. And that's not even disrespected. I actually like Patrick Bamford. I like watching Leeds. I actually think Patrick Bamford's an underrated footballer as a whole. But for what we want to accomplish,
he's not the guy.
He shouldn't even be spoken about.
He's not the guy.
He shouldn't even be spoken about.
You know how? Go on.
Zuberi, bless up Drifty. Matt ain't smoking you. Watch back the review game. Man did the Usher Confessions thing. What you saying, Cal? I'm lost. The review.
About Mane, because you lot was trying to come for me in the preview about Mane.
Oh, but before that game, Mane was we were smoking, bro. We were smoking. Kian says we only have a chance of winning the league next season if we sign Sancho and keep Mane/Salah. Facts. 1975 Jamrock. Keep telling you guys, Klopp's part of the problem because of his affection for some players and believing he can coach them up. That seat needs to get warmer. I don't think I agree with that.
Lighting a fire under Klopp, yeah? Raw, okay.
I don't think we can label that at Klopp at this point, not until we see what happens in the summer. And again, I've been critical of Klopp holding on to players longer than he should have. I think we held on to Moreno a season too long, Lovren a season too long. I think we've held on to Origi for too long, Ox for too long, Lallana I thought we held on for too long. But at the same time, are we holding on to these players because Klopp can't actually get anyone better?
It's a good question.
No, do you know what? There's a part of me that also admires Klopp's loyalty, because even though I agree that you got to be a bit ruthless, I'm sorry, we live in a world where loyalty don't exist. And you kind of do have to have a little bit of respect for a man. You won't just dash man out at the first sign of, like, let me remind you, look, we had Benitez, yeah? And I'm not saying that the way Benitez did his man management or whatnot didn't work, because he's won major trophies in his career. He's won everything there is to win in league football or in that respect. But I remember one mistake from Risa against Chelsea, and man dashed him out. And I remember thinking about the scenario. I'm thinking, do you know what? Even if you feel like Risa isn't good enough to be the first choice left back, make him a sub and then bring in to get rid of him.
It's a bit of a false narrative. Risa was always going to go that season.
Is that real? Because I didn't hear any murmurs about it until he made that mistake.
No, he was always going to go that season because he wasn't a starter. He wasn't a starter. He was always going to go that season.
I'm just saying, there's a few harsh decisions that's been made down the line. Westerveld, when we was Houllier was a good man manager. Houllier, look how he did Westerveld. Like, you got to look and think to yourself, yeah, do you know what? Sometimes you do have to admire a little bit of loyalty when it comes to some of these things. Maybe not a 2-year or 3-year loyalty like we did with Moreno. That was like, raw, what we doing it? But you've got to have a bit of loyalty.
But I think that's what 1975 Jamrock is alluding to. Like, there's a fine line between loyalty and then just keeping players around for the sake of it. And I think Klopp is showing a few signs of that happening. Like, let's be honest, there's a few players in this squad right now, or dare I say about 10 players in the squad, whether they be out on loan or actually on the books, who shouldn't be at Liverpool right now.
But hindsight is easy though, because at the beginning of the season, when everybody was fully fit, I actually thought Ox, Keita, Shaqiri, Jones, I thought that was adequate.
Ox weren't fit at the beginning of the season, bro.
No, but you get my point. Like, before, when we were champions, when we were on a high, when nothing felt bad, they never felt like bad squad players. It's just when we've had a year where we need you, innit? You know, like, look, yo, we need you. And they weren't able to be there for us. And now we're able to look and go, oh, yeah, no, do you know what? Yeah, we got to get rid of these guys. But I've got to be honest with you. When we bought Thiago, when we bought Joe, when we bought Simicast, I thought our squad was ready. All we needed was a centre-back. That was what we had a problem with, that we got rid of Lovren and we didn't buy a replacement
we
for
also
him.
needed a backup goalkeeper.
Oh, yeah, and a backup goalkeeper. Yeah. But that's neither here nor there because we knew we weren't going to do that. But I wanted Lovren's replacement. If we'd have got Lovren's replacement, I felt the squad was good to go. I genuinely felt like the squad was good to go. I can't lie about it.
I agree. If we had got a proper centre-back to replace Lovren, we would not be sitting here right now thinking, are we going to get top 4 or not? We'd be thinking,
but that's hindsight, though.
Koulibaly, any of those
though.
guys. If we'd have got one of them, because you look now, I was on that Koulibaly train in the summer. If we'd have done that, even if Van Dijk could have got that injury, we would have been all right, you know.
I still don't know about
do you know what it is, though? No, but it's
Koulibaly and Nat Phillips, Cal. That would have been all right, bro.
Do you know what? It's always to say these things. It's always easy to say these things in hindsight. It is, you know. But let's be real. Yes, we were kind of happy with like Shaqiri and the players that we brought in the summer. But that's because we're conditioned to be thinking, well, you know, these are the players that we got. They're good, like whatever. But when you deep it, and we look at what everyone else is doing, we know we could have done better. But obviously, we had to kind of lower our expectations because we got FSG in charge. Like, let's be real.
I think that's a bit unfair, man.
No. And I'll tell you why.
On the players, I think that's a bit unfair on the players. You take away the injury record and you go quality for quality, bro. And a lot of those other teams got.
Here's the thing: we can't take away the injuries, bro. If we could take away the injuries, man, like Daniel Sturridge, Harry Kewell, Abagaman, like especially Daniel Sturridge, he'll still be there now. Daniel Sturridge will still be there. Origi would have been.
Fair. Well, when you said not good enough, I thought you meant like quality.
Because because this is how you go look at it. Like,
availability is a quality.
Yeah, 100%.
It is.
Listen, Shaqiri injured last season. Naby Keita injured last season.
And the season before.
Oxlade-Chamberlain injured last season. Yeah, we were just thinking, if these men are fit, we got a good squad, right? But really and truly, another manager, albeit another manager that knows he's got money available, would have been like, these guys I know aren't reliable. I've given them chances, but they're not reliable. Let me see if I can change out the squad. But because our manager kind of does know the restrictions that he's under, I think him being like, you know, they're going to be like new players and whatnot. And even we as fans, we kind of buy into it a little bit as well, because we even think as well, like, if they're fit, they're going to be all right, which is true. But when we deep it, I think some of us kind of knew that deep down they were never going to be fit. Like Oxlade-Chamberlain, like, bless him as well. And bigger Ox as well, who's become a new dad as well, was going to become a new dad as well, yeah? Bigger Ox and his partner as well. It's the injuries that are potentially like killing off these men's careers. And sometimes as a manager, you've got to be ruthless. And we might not like it as fans because we like some of these players, innit? Like, but it's truth be told, injuries have killed certain people's careers. And I think it's a case where we have to look at it. And I do think sometimes we've been conditioned as fans. Because look at Chelsea, Man City, dare I say it, Man United. They're able to kind of recycle their squad as much as they can. Whereas I feel like us, because of the finances that we have, we're just happy to have these players and just hope that they become good if they're fit. That's not good enough as a top tier team.
I hear that.
It's not real enough as a
and
top tier
obviously,
team,
you know,
in my
I'm on
opinion,
it.
anyway.
You know, I've been on it complaining about the injury record of a lot of these players. But then you got to remember there's the odd time where even though a player's injury prone, like Pulisic, for example, every now and again taking that risk that hopefully his injury will be all right pays off, because look at when he's fit, he's Chelsea's best player.
But he's in his first year. The others haven't.
No, this is his third year now, bro.
Is it his first year?
It's not. It's his second season.
Sorry, second year. Second year. So not first.
No, I'm not saying they should have been him up. I'm saying if you'd have looked at his injury record at the end of Dortmund and then the first year at Chelsea, you would be like, nah, this guy's cropped. Like he's a Naby Keita. You would have thought that.
But here's the difference. Here's the difference. Timo Werner, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Ziyech, Mount. You've got 4 other players you can play in his position. So if he falls down with an injury, they're still good. You could play Havertz out on the wing.
You could arguably say in midfield, we're the same with Keita, even though I agree we should have other players. But You could kind of say with
No.
Naby in midfield, we've got Thiago, Fabinho, Henderson, Wijnaldum.
No,
We're
no.
kind of in that kind of situation.
Let me
I
ask you.
agree, but when we're having to use midfielders in other positions, for example, Ox had to play parts of last season. Ox had to play left wing because if Mane needed a break, we had no one else. That's when it becomes an issue because your quote unquote centre midfielders have to be available then if we're going to use players in a variety of positions.
But that's when other parts of the squad are messed. So you're completely right. But in midfield, I actually agree. I actually feel like if we'd have had cover Cal for the other positions, like if we'd have had proper centre backs, so no one ever had to play there, we had other wingers, I believe that risk on Naby was okay with the way our midfield is because I felt like we had enough to be able to let Naby maybe fulfill the potential we all know he has. But you're right. The problem is we ain't got wingers. We ain't got centre backs. We're having to put these guys, even Milner sometimes is still playing left back for fuck's sake. Like we're having to put all these players in positions. But I'll be honest with you, the Naby thing, I do feel like it's a little bit harsh. He's the only one that I think is harsh on FSG and Klopp to be like, why did you keep the faith? Because even I was like, with Milner, Hendo, Fabinho, Wijnaldum, thingy, I'm still willing to give Naby one more year.
I hear you.
We've come to the end of that year now and it's proved, he's got to go now.
Especially,
but last year, I was all right with that.
Especially after the way he ended the season as well. He was brilliant.
Can I ask you like this shit? Serious question, because this might ruffle a few feathers in the fan base, but I love James Milner, innit? I think James Milner has been one of our best signings that we've ever actually signed in our era. Like, no joke. When we signed him under Brendan Rodgers, I didn't think Milner would be as good as what he is now. But if I said to you last summer or the beginning of the summer that we potentially could have sold him and got Basuma, would you not have done it?
We wouldn't have been able to sell Millie for that.
We
much,
shouldn't have had.
But this is what I'm saying about being ruthless because I'm asking a question. I'm not saying James Milner is rubbish and should go, but you see, like a Man City, they would have been like, do you know what? We rate you, but you know what? We're going to bring in the upgrade, so to speak, now because you're not going to get any better. And I know he's a big thing in the dressing room, but we're going to look to the future now and try to bring a man in because this is one thing I will kind of agree with what you're saying in terms of maybe holding on to people a little bit more. Even though I know James Milner's always ever present and he's more available than Naby, than Ox and Shaqiri, you could argue though, are we holding on to him because of like, I don't know, like the person and the man that he is, rather than the actual quality that he's still bringing?
Bro,
I'm not asking a question, by the way. I'm not saying he should go. I'm asking a question.
I think Man City was a bad example to use though, Matt, because Man City will go out and get your replacement and give you 2 years to settle. But Bernardo Silva, Rodri, Foden, obviously I didn't buy Foden, but Foden, like Gabriel Jesus, like any player they buy, if they've got an established player already, they say, well, cool, you got 2 years to sort yourself out before this person moves on. If we're a big club, you go and you get your replacement while you still got the player there.
No, agree. That's true.
Bayern Munich do it. Chelsea do it. Man City do it. Man United try to do it. Like, these are big clubs. Real Madrid do it. Like Barcelona have tried to do it. We're the only club that seems to let a player run right to the end.
Yeah, and then
which
I'm asking a question.
Too much pressure. Keeps too much pressure on the incoming players.
I want Milner to be on the coaching staff, Matt. So no,
bro. I'm not saying he should go. I'm just saying, like, even if I word it a different way, like as Cal said it, like James Milner, we kind of know that he's going to be like either being a coach soon or he's going to leave and maybe play for another team like Leeds or whatever, or abroad or whatever. We should have put in that replacement time ago. Like, you see, like how Fernandinho's kind of like he's kind of not on his way out, but dare I say he might have a year left or whatever. They brought in Rodri. Like, that's going to be the replacement. And Fernandinho might be mentoring Rodri, so to speak, but we don't do enough of that. What we like to do, like what Cal said is, we wait until man's contract is about to flipping finish, like Gini Wijnaldum, and then we go, oh, we're in a conundrum now. We better go and find this replacement. Why couldn't we even looked at the replacement before that happens?
Midfield's different though, because
I don't know, man.
I actually think we have this, and this is where it's hard on Klopp, because Ox and Keita effectively are meant to be the players that are stepping up and being the replacements now. but they've not been able to stay fit. Like
Yeah,
we've got
neither
two
of them.
centre midfielders who should have both been able to step up and loosen the reins on Henderson, loosen the reins on Milner, for example. But neither have been able, and Genie as well. Sorry, but those two players haven't stepped up. Like Henderson, I won't say Henderson, Genie and Milner shouldn't be playing as vital a role as they've been playing this season because Ox and Naby, that was their job. Their job was to come in and step in. Like when we signed them both, they were
That's what I'm
23,
saying.
24. They were the ready-made replacements. But because they've not been available, we're now having to replace the replacement. So this is what I'm saying. If we're gonna do this whole we wait as long as possible before we get a replacement, then we've got to be more ruthless in a essence because if the replacement doesn't hit the ground running, unfortunately, we haven't got the time to let them bed in because we've not given them the 2 years. They've got a season max, or else it's just going to fall by the wayside. Because now we're in a position where we're going to lose Genie on a free. We can't rely on Ox and Cater. So we're already down 2 midfielders. So you're left with Milner, who's 36 and shouldn't be playing as often because his body's going to break down because
Yeah.
he is human at the end of the day. You're left with Thiago, who just come to the country, Fabinho and Henderson. And Fabinho and Henderson both pick up injuries as well. So this is the issue we've got. And then you've got Curtis Jones, who's not quite ready yet. And then you've got Harvey Elliott, who really and truly we shouldn't be putting any pressure on.
Do you know
So
what?
this is the problem we've left ourselves in.
Do you know what? If you actually deep it, yeah, our whole midfield is near enough injury prone. Naby Keita picks up injuries. Oxlade-Chamberlain picks up injuries. Even James Milner, obviously because of age. Henderson picks up injuries. We've realised over the last 12 months, Fabinho picks up injuries.
Who's the only soldier?
Curtis Jones, he's not injury prone. I'm going to say Curtis Jones is injury prone. He just had a grueling season. Wijnaldum is probably the only one out of all the midfielders I just mentioned that don't really pick up injuries. And what's so mad is his contract is about to expire. Do you know how crazy that is? Every other midfielder I've just mentioned pick up mad amount of injuries.
Here's how I'm going to change the narrative again, though. These players are being overplayed.
They are. But
it's the job of our midfield.
Yeah, I was about to say, is it because of the way how we play as well?
Hence why we have to be more ruthless because the midfield do more grafting than any other players on the pitch. They are the ones that need to be rotated the most. If they can't be rotated, they're gonna pick up injuries. So
maybe we're all getting it wrong then, guys. Maybe we need to go and get about 4 central midfielders and the other positions are less priority then.
No, because players will always pick up injuries. It's crazy to think a player's going to stay injury free, but it's about having those replacements as ready as possible. Like centre back situation, we all sat here at the beginning of the season. We all said Gomez is going to pick up an injury, Matip's going to pick up an injury, so Fabinho won't be fourth choice. He'll be second or third choice. The only person we had faith in to get through a season was Van Dijk, and again, he probably would have were it not for a stupid tackle. But we all sat here as casual fans, not experts on football, not experts on Liverpool, and knew that Matip and Gomez would get injured. It's not a hard game to work out because we've seen the history. We all sat here and we knew that Naby Keita and Ox, unfortunately, would pick up injuries this season. Yeah. We knew that Shaqiri would pick up injuries this season. None of us had any fears about Mane, Salah, or Firmino picking up injuries. None of us had many doubts about Alisson. Well, maybe Alisson a few, not as much as he's picked up this season. Robbo, none of us sat here and thought we're in danger. You know, Robbo's injury prone. He's going to get a couple injuries this season. Same with Trent. So it's not hard to work out what we're doing. It's just that we're not reacting to it. We're gambling too much. We're gambling way too much, and this season it's come back to bite us in the worst way. We've lost all of our money now.
Basically, who we are. I don't know if any of you lot watch Ballers, yeah. But my man Washington
used to.
Do you remember the episode, Cal, when he's at the table and he's up like 1.5 mil, and he just everything's just going.
Walk away.
And the Rock comes along and he wins like 20 grand on one throw. And then he's like, "Go again." He's like, "No, brother, I'm gonna walk away. So should you." And he walks off, and everyone's gassing him up. He gets to 2 mil, loses it all in one roll. Gets another mil because he's vexed that he lost 2 mil, loses it on the first goal. Man lost 3 mil, bang, just like that. That is the gamble that we had. You see, when we're up, that was 18-19. That was 19-20. We're winning. We're throwing the dice every time. Boom, we're winning. We're getting gas. Don't need to do nothing. We're winning there. We're the best. Van Dijk gets that injury. Bang. That's when that boom. that was the first meal just gone. Gomez gets the second injury. Bang. Whole thing's just shut down. And
100%.
that is so. You're so right. When you gamble, know when to walk away.
Yeah.
Bet responsibly. Do not come with all of this hype and not know that it might go wrong. Always prepare for the worst. Always.
But, do you know what that is though, Drift? And this is the best way I can say it. Liverpool Football Club are too many times reactive. We're not proactive.
Facts.
We need to be proactive. There's too many times where we're reactive and not proactive, and I'll leave it there. That's as best as I can say it.
I'm going to read up some super chats before we get on to the next topic. But guys, do smash the like button. It's free for you guys to do, and it helps the channel grow massively. So please do smash the like button. ZZ says, Harvey Barnes, Neto, Rafinha, pick one. Just one word answer, boys. Matt?
Rafinha.
Drift?
Neto, but that injury makes me want to say Rafinha.
Neto for me, only just though. Promo says Bamford is way better than Origi. However, bringing Bamford as our main striker is a joke. I'd take him as a backup as he is proven Europa League level signing. Backup maybe. I wouldn't say he's way better than Origi either. But
so you think he's better than Origi then? Do you?
So I think Origi's a better finisher, but I think as an overall player, I think Bamford's better. Dinesh, evening gentlemen, do you think we can qualify fourth? I think we've left it a bit
Ask
too
me
late.
on Friday.
Do you know what? Ask me Thursday night.
I'll say it now. I'll put my neck out there. I personally think we've left it just a bit too late. The draws against
Thursday night.
Against Newcastle and
Newcastle and Leeds killed us. Yeah.
Thursday night, ask me. If we beat Man United, ask me.
Ask me Friday morning. I'm gonna need a night to think about it regardless of the result on Thursday.
Thursday night, ask me. DM me on
Timmy,
Thursday night.
Shaq and Origi, Klopp wanted out, but FSG priced out. There was a lot of rumblings and rumors about that. But again, and shout out to Chris Brack. I was speaking to him about this today because he sent me some really good information. The reason why we price our players so high is because that's how we bring in money to make transfers. So it's like, again, we are putting ourselves in catch-22s in every single situation. Like, we all know that Origi and all these players, let's be honest, Origi's not worth £30 million based on his last couple of years at Liverpool. But that's what we're trying to get for him so we can reinvest it in something or a player that is just as that is going to take us to the next level. That's why I don't think our model is sustainable. That's why I've been saying I do think new owners will be the thing that rectifies this problem. It's not
at the same time, Cal.
Stuff.
At the same time, there's a little part of me that, even though you're completely correct, has a bit of respect for the way we do things. As in, if we wanted 80 mil for Shaqiri and 25 mil for Origi, which is what I heard is what we wanted. If I'm being honest with you, the player the team's about to get is worth that. Regardless of whether you feel like their last few seasons at Liverpool, Shaqiri is an £18 million player easily. Why should we let him go for cheaper? Do you get what I mean? Like, why should we let a club go and get a player of that quality for like 10 mil or some cheap? Why should we do that to just get rid of him?
Because that's how business goes. We do the same thing, bro. Bayern wanted more than 25 million and 5 million up front for Thiago.
But obviously you only had a year left, so that was a little bit different.
Precisely. By putting players out there for sale, we're already putting our back to the wall in essence, saying, we want to get rid of this player. So we can't then turn around and be like, we want top dollar for every single player. It's not going to work like that. Clubs will find it out. Like, it's not a coincidence that clubs have pulled back from signing our players over the last couple of years because they've seen how much we get out of clubs.
For real. Nah, for real.
So I'll be honest with you. I only think it's the injury record, because if you look at a lot of the other players we've managed to get rid of who didn't have injury records, I genuinely feel if it wasn't for the injury record, we probably would have got those guys off the books. Like I reckon.
But as you just said, the injury record, so we have to drop the asking price a little bit in theory.
No, I know, but what's Shaqiri, 27, 28? We're looking at it from our point of view. If we let him go for like 10 mil and he does remain injury free and you get the peak years of him, you're getting an absolute don for
But
what?
that's football, though, isn't it? You
That's
can only
football.
go. That's football. You can only go by kind of like
But
what they've done.
here's
But
how
A
you
team
fix it,
like
though, Drew.
Fulham or a
No.
team like West
Bro.
Brom, they could have done with a Shaqiri,
Listen,
and
you
I
have
feel
to-
like you've got to get what you deserve for the player.
You have to understand something, though. People have caught on when we flogged, and I no disrespect because
I know who you're going to use.
no disrespect here, but Ryan Brewster was sold for £24 million.
I thought he was going to use Solanke.
No, 20. No,
He's
because
another one.
Brewster, but Brewster, £24 million. Yeah, and again, that was hype. That wasn't even nothing that was like set in stone that he's proven or anything. That was just hype. So there's always going to come a time where people are going to look at us and go, "You see Liverpool, yeah? Or they're flogging some of these players for some hype, bro. We sold Brad Smith to Bournemouth for £6 million. Brad Smith."
You know.
He done one thing in one game. He got an assist for Origi for a header against flipping. I'm trying to remember. Origi's got a hat trick. Yeah.
He went to the wrong club, though, bro. I'll be honest. He went. Sheffield United was literally the worst move ever.
No, agreed. It was the worst move, but
and he was coming off the back of a very good loan move.
No, but bro, even still, I kind of said behind the scenes, like I rate Brewster, but again, I always kept on saying, in the Championship, we've got time and like, bro, Brewster was scoring like 25 yarders when no one's pressing him. What you think that's gonna happen? And I kept on saying, what you think that's gonna happen in the Prem? What you think people are gonna give him time? Like you have to look at certain things and think, raw. I rate Brewster, but we kind of did get lucky for the fee that we got. We kind of did.
And here's the thing as well, Drift. I get what you're saying about not sort of going too low on the price, and that I agree with. But let's say, for example, our asking price was 18 for Shaqiri and 25 for Origi. Let's say we dropped Origi to 20, we dropped Shaqiri to, let's say, 13, and we got in money for those two players. That money could have gone on a centre-back, which would have meant we're not in this position now as well. So it's two ways you're looking at it. That's what I mean. We're constantly gambling. I just don't want us to be gambling all the time. It's frustrating.
But that's how we make our money. That's how we get our transfer fees. Yeah. That's how we put money towards other players. We've got to make sure those fees are high that we.
I think Brewster would do well in the Championship next season.
I don't think he should have gone. He shouldn't have gone to.
Shouldn't have gone there. Wrong club.
He shouldn't have gone.
Wrong club.
Wrong club. They don't even play the way he plays. It was just
far from it. Adam LFC says Hossa Maor available for 30 mil. We should be all over it.
Is it 30 mil? Yeah, is that how much he's available?
Can I be a bit controversial?
No, go on, because you're thinking what I'm thinking.
I think he's got to be one of the most overrated players right now.
I wouldn't go as far as to call him overrated, but I agree with you that he's like a hype in terms of you think attacking midfielder, and he's the name that's just been like hyped around Europe, innit? And then you think to yourself, Hossa Maor.
No,
he's good. Is he as good as everyone's going on about?
Do you know what?
That's what
He's only got like 5 assists this season, apparently.
Yeah, but he's got about 7 goals, I think, in League On. All right, let me say this, yeah.
Those are Firmino numbers, and we want Firmino out of number 9.
No, but hear me. No, but he's not a false 9, though. Like, he's an attacking mid. It's very different. Hossa Maor is a good player. He is. But I'm going to be real. What we're after, in my opinion, like if you want to, all right, people, if you want to roll it back to 17-18 season where you had that attacking mid who was getting goals, getting assists and balling out, I don't know if I agree with Hossa Maor. I'm going to be real. I think he's a good player. I think if you're looking for that kind of junior replacement, then maybe because he will add you a few goals. But if you're looking for the complete package, you know what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
His name at Hossa Maor. His name is Rodrigo de Paul. And I'm saying it now. That is the brother we should be signing. And I'll leave it there. That's the guy. If you want goals and assists,
let me ask you a quick question.
The Paul fam.
Arsenal were chasing after a one, could only afford one, right? And they went with Partey.
Mm-hmm.
You'd probably actually agree with that from where they were. Think more defending than attacking, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Odegaard came in January, and to his credit, proved that he is a good player. Who would you rather get, Odegaard or Aouar?
You asking me? Me personally?
Anyone.
Odegaard
Who's
personally.
the better player, Odegaard or Aouar?
Overall, Hossam Aouar is
Aouar
maybe
is the better player. He's got more potential than
as a creative player, which is what I think we need.
Yeah.
Then I think Odegaard is better creatively than Aouar.
If you're asking me, Drift,
and there you go.
You're asking me?
Maybe that means that Aouar isn't quite the level then.
No, so here's the thing. Sorry, Matt, really quickly.
Yeah, go on.
The thing. I would say Aouar's a better player, but he's not as needed as we need that creative player. If we're going to start playing the 4-2-3-1, we need a number 10 who is devastatingly creative. Whereas I don't think Hossam Aouar is.
All right, if you're asking me, out of Hossam Aouar and Odegaard, I'm going Rodrigo de Paul still. No, I'm being real. No, bro, I can't express enough. He's 26 years old, going to be 27. So I get he doesn't fall into that FSG of he's 23 years old and he's got potential. And 4 or 5 years from now, we can sell him. Bro, as I said before, he's 26. He's a captain of Udinese, yeah? I think he come from Racing, the club, or Racing, how you pronounce it, in Argentina, yeah? I think he played for Valencia a little bit, didn't really do much. Went to Udinese and found himself. This brother here now is running games, and I get it, it's only Udinese. But you see his style of play, dare I say it, style of play reminds me of Coutinho. Like, just reminds me, fleet-footed, can beat a man. Go watch his goal in the weekend, beat like 3 man, put it in the corner. He's good from set pieces.
I don't know much about De Paul.
Bro, Rodrigo De Paul, I know he's going to be 27 in a couple of weeks, whatever. I'm telling you, he is serious.
If I listen to you, it's not going to be another Markovic. This one's the real deal.
Nah, I'm not going to lie. He ain't going to be no Markovic, bro.
You better hope not, Matt.
Nah, them days there, I was lost, innit? I was in a bad place, and just likes to remind me that I was in a bad place them days where anyone we signed, I was like, yeah, bro, we got to get him, you know, he's sick. Bro, Rodrigo De Paul's the guy. I don't think we'll get him. I don't even think we're really interested in him. I think he's probably going to either go Juve, AC, or Inter, most likely stay in Italy. But I'm just saying, if there was ever a chance to get this brother, I'm telling you, he's special.
Now, you know what? I'll check him out. I spoke to you lot in private, so I might as well say it in public. Pereira from West Brom, considering they've just gone down, that could be a very good squad.
I remember you said him the other night.
Very good squad acquisition. I'm not saying bring him in to be the be-all and end-all, but you know when you need that guy on the bench when you want to give Mo and Mane a break? Oi, he could be a very, very astute acquisition. Based on this whole Europa League, we don't have a lot of money. Apparently, his buyout clause is 35 million euros, but I don't know if there's a relegation clause in there, though. So we might be even able to get him for like 20 mil. 20 mil for Pereira on top of like a Jadon Sancho as well. And I would be like, yo, we just did some very good business.
Do you know what? Pereira's a baller. But you know what it is, Duke? You know when you're just right now, if someone said to you, what winger could you get? We're going Europa and we've got about 30 million to spend, you would most likely go St. Max because that's your guy, innit? Like, you believe in St. Max, you know, and we all know, in fact, all of us know, St. Max playing with better players could probably elevate his level and not only our level. I'm on the pool. You see, I can't even describe the pool yet. He's so
How much do you
sick.
think we'd have to pay for De Paul, bro? Because I'm thinking Max will probably cost about 45 mil now.
Yeah, I reckon it costs. Well, because Italian clubs
about 40
I say
million
because
euros.
they're financially probably in trouble. I say about 40 million euros, like Cal said. But I'm telling you, bro, this guy here, check him out, Jeff. I'm telling you, he's special. He's different, bro. He might. Do you know what it is? I think when I saw him run, like beat a few men, I said, "Oh my days, it might be a Coutinho, like regen or something. Like it's magic. It's bro. The Paul's serious, bro.
I mean, obviously, you guys know my absolute dream for a number 10 would be Jack Grealish, but another player that
English tax, bro.
I know. I know
that's the only thing because of the tax. But Grealish, all day.
Another player who I quite like is Malinowski at Atalanta. but
Ah,
he's
yeah.
28. He's got 2 years left in his contract. Creatively, he's a machine though. He creates a lot, and to doing that at Atalanta as well. If you put him behind a good front three, like well, dare I say, a great front three like we have, someone like him could just do bits. He's got a good
Cal,
shot on him.
did you hear the subconscious conditioning that we've all fallen for? You went, he's 28. So what if he's 28?
No,
Like this is how FSG have conditioned us.
Oh no, I'm not conditioned. I'm saying it like that because I know what FSG are like.
Our owners
Yeah,
are like,
that's what I'm saying. And
But
it's
I
like,
said that about the
look how
ball.
they've conditioned us
No,
now.
but remember, in the summer, I screamed for Cavani and Thiago Silva. I screamed for both of them.
Do you know? I just saw a comment. Do you know what, Cal? I was gonna say, read out that. I want to bring some of my buffers. You know.
Yiba Ja has just become a member as well. Thank you, Yiba. Much appreciated. Go on then, Matt. And then I'll read the rest of the super chats before we move on. Paul has created most chances. I think that's true, actually.
I'll check him out, Matt. I'll check him out.
Bro,
that might actually be true.
He's the guy, bruv. He's the guy, bruv. Telling you. We want to get him, though. He's blatantly going to go either Inter, AC, or Juve. Or...
Well, Juve might actually get relegated, there's talks of.
Oh, what, sorry?
Juve might get relegated, apparently, because of the whole the European Super League stuff, because they stay backing out.
Oh, yeah, there's some talk about they're not backing out, innit? Like, they're headstrong. But no,
Serie A don't ramp, do they?
Yeah, but you can't blame them, bruv. How many times are Juve going to mess about?
If there's a fire sale...
I know, but like, bloody hell.
If there's a fire sale...
If we're being honest, yeah, if they relegate them, their like brand is ruined by it. And like I get their principles, they don't give a shit.
They got relegated before, remember, when they had to come back up though. Remember with the whole scandal
when they relegated them before, there was nothing they could do about it. That was so scandalous that they had to make an example.
What I'm saying is,
but for this one, they don't need to relegate them over this. But so if they do, that is mad.
No, what I'm saying is,
I'd be happy if that happened because
if they got relegated, there'll be a fire sale, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro. But there wouldn't be because there weren't one last time.
Bro, I'm telling you from now, Ronaldo, go on.
Yeah, Ronaldo go. Yeah,
Ronaldo.
Chiesa, you might better
These hoes
steal
ain't loyal. Ronaldo will go. I know
Chiesa, you might better steal him.
Nah, Chiesa's staying.
No, bro. Listen, players, when they steal themselves
I remember when I thought Buffon, Cannavaro, all them man were going to leave.
That's because they're loyal.
Flipping Pirlo played a year in Serie B, bro.
But them man are the old cloth. Them man are the old cloth, though. Them man are realists.
But remember, they know they'll just play one season in there and they'll be straight back up.
I don't know, bro.
Remember, players like Chiesa, he's young, innit? He can do a year. The lit will stay.
You know what Juve will probably do, though? All jokes aside, because dare I say, there's so much, in my opinion, there's still a lot of corruption because Juve always still manage to get the best players. What they'll do is, they'll probably loan them to Serie A clubs for one season and then bring them back. But I'm telling you, there's bare madness in Serie A.
Italy's a madness.
It's so crazy,
Keon says people say we've never spent big. We started to compete for trophies when we broke the bank as well for well-established players like VVD, Ali, and Fabinho. Facts, but that came off the back of a big sale.
Yeah, Coutinho sale, bro.
It's not a coincidence that we spent big that year and we went on to have our
we haven't spent big since that last big sale.
Did. We went shopping and we got a mammoth amount of stuff. We went to flipping. What's that place? What's our equivalent of the place where you go for wholesale? What's it called again? We need
Costco.
No, not Costco. Our version of it. Macro. We went macro with our brethren who's got the car so you can get in, and we bought a bulk of everything. And we had the best party that year. We was on smash, but you know what's happened? We ain't been back to macro so long. All that stock's ran out. Man went in the cupboard the other day to get a can of Coke for the Henny, and I was like, "Well, there's no Coke left." Oh my days! But we bought 1,400 cans. What's going on, bro? That was 2 years ago, bro. Of course they ran out. That's us right now. We need our brethren to take us back to macro again, bro.
Facts. Andre Silva, Canate, Rafinha, Neto, DePaul, and a backup goalkeeper. That'd be a brilliant summer.
That'd be a very good sign.
Bloody hell! Did you see how good that would be?
Yeah, that'd be
Andre
fantastic.
Silva,
Rafinha or Neto, De Paul,
Rodrigo De
Canate.
Paul.
Hey, that would be one hell of a summer.
That'd be
We'll
an
be
amazing
living the
summer.
vida
But you know what?
loca.
They're all very realistic signings. He's not even actually being stupid.
Yeah, I know. Faceless London says Bamford is a new Paul Konchesky joke. Dinesh says we have
Ricky
been rubbish
Lambert.
this season, but still got a chance of top four. That shows if we had a full strength team, Liverpool are better than the rest. I agree with that personally.
Yeah, everyone's fit. Everyone's fit when the title race.
Mr. Here's my rebuttal. 2 centre backs, 2 midfielders, 1 clinical forward is a must. We're going to get to the centre back situation shortly. Laser LFC says good talking points. LFC are always reactive, and then put Neto at the end. Rion says Karius, Nat, Matip, Keita, Oxlade, Shaq, Origi, Wilson, Minamino equals 150. Kanate, Kabak, Basuma, DePaul, Sancho, Aguero equals 200 mil. FSG get it done. I don't know if we'll get 150 for those players, but I like the logic. Mr. Hesmire Buttle says we'll lose 4th on goal difference, sadly. That's a possibility as well. Shaka A, Bayern are sniffing around Neus 35 mil release clause, which would make sense for Bayern as they're not getting anything out of Tolisso at the moment and a couple other midfielders. Francisco A, what do you guys think about Lewandowski for 60 mil? I'd love it, but we ain't never going to do that.
We're not going to
No, but
do it.
I got to be honest. Even I know I couldn't have a go at FSG if they didn't pay £60 million for a 34-year-old.
He's not 34.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
No, Lewandowski's 32.
By next season, he'll be 34.
He'll be 33 this.
He's 32 right now, isn't it? 30. Yeah.
So, it's a lot for. But again,
he turned 34 in August, right?
33 in August.
Oh, okay. Well, even so, 33. You still couldn't shout at them for not spending 60 million on 33. Right?
No, I don't think he would cost 60 though.
Could you argue that Lewandowski could be the difference between us winning the next 2 league titles though? Because if it is, then 60 mil for me is not a lot of money.
I agree. No, I want him. Lewandowski, bro. I'll give anything for Lewandowski, but that would be one of the things where I couldn't go at FSG for not doing it because there's certain times when you do have to be a bit business minded and you can't pay that much money for a 33-year-old.
Yeah. Let me ask you like this, just quickly. Do you think we should go hell leather for Sergio Aguero? I was thinking about it the other day, and I know you brought it up before just about the whole Aguero thing, and I was like, I'm not too sure. But you see like how Cavani's had this big effect on Man United, and I know, and dare I say it, I don't even think Aguero will come Liverpool because of maybe the love and affection that he probably has for City now that he's won the league and potentially could win Champions League. It would really have to be like you're pulling on the heartstrings because he used to be apparently or reportedly a Liverpool fan. Do you think Liverpool should go for him if we know we can't get a first choice striker? Because I was thinking, Man United, like Cavani's 34, Aguero's 32. I saw Aguero play in the Prem literally the other day. And dare I say it, there was one bit where he was running and he still looked like he had a little bit of burners. He doesn't look like he's finished. And I know he done that Panenka thing that got saved, But hear me out though.
Just don't let him take penalties. But
hear me out though. Let's not act like he's dead. Like I don't like do you know what's so mad? People see that and go, oh, he's dead, he's washed, blah blah blah. I'm telling you from now, it don't matter if he turns 33 this year. Aguero for us, with the chances that we create, is it that outlandish to think that he can still get 15 goals in rotation? Just asking a question.
Remember, that's why I brought it up when I said to you, if we was to buy wide forwards and a defender and a midfielder, and then Aguero was the option because he's free, I'd be all over that.
I'm all in on it.
If we went, all right, let me give you my like fantasy but also realistic summer. Say we got Kanate, we kept Kabak. Actually, because we got Phillips, scrap the Kabak, that's 18 mil. So we get Kanate, we keep Phillips as 5th choice. We go and get Basuma for midfield. We get Pereira or St. Max or Rafinha Neto, somebody of that level. And then we get Sancho as like marquee. The FSG knew they had to make us happy. They got us a marquee. They got us Sancho. And then they got Aguero on a free because they realized we do need a striker. I'll be all in on that.
I think Aguero bags for us. Could you imagine the chance that we could? And again, I'm not saying he plays every game because remember he does get injured, so you got to kind of like be wary. But in a rotation, if you could convince him, and I know his wages would be high. Let's say it was a 1-year deal where you could. I think for me, it will be a very shrewd signing. I don't know about you, Cal, but I think it'll be quite shrewd. You know.
So first and foremost, Kev kind of hit the nail on the head here. Apparently, he's going to go Barcelona.
I think he's as well, from what I heard as well. But I'm just saying, if there was ever a chance,
if you're asking me the question though,
they should really try.
So here's the thing, yeah. If you said to me, you get Aguero for a year, and Haaland stays at Dortmund,
yeah,
and we could activate his release clause next year, then 100%, 100%, I would do it. I know we wouldn't be able to rely on Aguero, but I'm going to hope and pray he can stay fit for a large portion of the season and could be in rotation.
I'm talking about you bring Aguero in and you let him know you will only play 20 minutes every game, but you will be our impact guy. You will be the guy who
We're not going to sell it to him like that.
Maybe not. Maybe not actually. Literally.
You got to
but
say
that
to
would
my
be
man,
what we bring him in for. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Jota for the first 70, Aguero for the last 20.
Yeah,
I'll be all right with that.
Because you want to know what's so mad? Yeah, I'm seeing people in the chat say Suarez, but this is even if I take out like my personal opinion with Suarez, yeah, I still think Aguero's got the legs that Suarez don't have right now in terms of.
I disagree with that.
No, I disagree, Matt. I disagree.
Bro, I saw Aguero do a sprint. He did look tired. Admittedly, he slowed down towards the end and steadied himself, and he got slight challenge. But when he burst through with that acceleration, I was like, Suarez don't even have that anymore.
Yeah, Suarez, but I feel like Suarez is more industrious in the box.
Bro, I'm telling you from now, there's a difference between playing in Premier League and playing in La Liga. Suarez in Premier League right now, in my opinion, against Aguero, who's still playing Prem right now, off the bench, I'm telling you, man, Aguero.
I'll be honest with you. If we actually take morals off the table, man, just for a hypothetical, I'd much rather Suarez than Aguero.
No, but you can't take morals out though.
No. You were talking about has he got the legs and all that. So I'm saying morally, no.
Bro, I'm gonna
be real. Morals out, Suarez would get more goals. But I swear, Suarez. I know La Liga ain't as rough as the Premier League, but ain't Suarez still got like 18 goals or something?
Yeah, he's still one of the top goal scorers in the league.
Bro, Suarez can still finish. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying if there was ever a bit where someone played a ball in behind, I'm putting my money on Sergio Aguero to get that ball rather than Suarez.
No, but Matt, we have loads of low block teams, so I think Suarez would be way better for us than what.
No,
Aguero
but all right, can Suarez still do those nutmegs from when he was like 27 years old?
Yes, of course he can, bro.
No, compared to Aguero, who's
bro. Suarez is the nutmeg master. We have to keep it 100, bro.
Yes, prime.
I think there was something in his contract that said he gets 20 extra grand every week if he does a nutmeg.
Bro.
Because he used to nutmeg people way too often.
Bro, Aguero right now is in better shape than Suarez, in my opinion. I think he's in better shape. I think Aguero comes in and does better than Suarez, but we move.
All right, let's move on to the next topic then. Probably won't spend long on this, but they kind of intertwine with each other. So Jamie Redknapp recently came out and spoke about Liverpool's potential summer spending. So I'm just going to read a couple of quotes from Redknapp. He said, and I quote, "It's not a young squad and that midfield are coming into their 30s. Liverpool will basically have to keep up with the likes of Chelsea and City if they're going to compete again." Now, that kind of leads... Yeah, that leads into the stuff about Sancho as well, and us being linked to Sancho. And apparently, it's come out today that that we're not in the running for Sancho because we just can't afford it. Unless we sell Salah or Mane. Why is it we're the only club that seems to have to be doing this? No, I don't even see Arsenal having to do this.
That's actually quite true, isn't it? Considering they've got worse owners than us, they actually don't even need to get rid of players to buy players.
I never saw them having to sell one of their big hitters to get Pepe. And I'm not saying Pepe's the be all and end all, but Pepe
was installments though.
No, but
It's
even
different.
still, they still did it. Partey.
That's true. That's true.
Who did, they didn't have to sell Aubameyang to get Partey. They didn't
Oh,
have to
they
sell
got
Lacazette.
Aubameyang for like 60 million, and they'd only just paid 50 for Lacazette the year before that. And
But
they never
that's
got
when they
rid of
were-
anybody to do. In fact, Arsenal's actually the worst team
But
at
weren't they?
recouping money for their players.
But
They're
correct
actually
me if
the
I'm
worst
wrong.
team.
Weren't they in the Champions League before then, though? Before then, or were they out? of it
When
then?
they
Yeah, but
bought
that ain't
when they
got
bought
When they bought
No, no,
Lacazette, though. When they got
When-
Lacazette. 'Cause
no, when they
Lacazette
bought
was before-
Lacazette, they weren't in the Champions League. They were
Okay,
in
they weren't in
Europa.
the Champions League. Okay, cool. They was in Europa. But
And
here's
when
the
they
thing.
bought Aubameyang, they weren't in Champions League either.
But if they was out for a year, I can't, because I'm trying to remember how long they've been out of the Champions League for. I'm trying to remember.
So the first time
remember?
we qualified for Champions League would have been, so Klopp came in 15-16.
How long were
And
they
we had
out for?
16-17. So 17-18 would have been the first season we went in. That would have been their
Yeah.
first season out, I believe.
So that's when they got Lacazette, right? If I'm not mistaken.
At the
So when they
beginning of
got Lacazette-
17-18 is when they got Lacazette, I
See,
believe.
you
Yeah.
could arguably say it's 1 year out. They're taking a gamble, innit? Like, like it's a gamble, right? So it's 1 year. But the second year, as you say, getting their Aubameyang thing, you're right. That is like, right, we're going to spend the money anyway. But then hindsight says, look where it's got them. Because since then, since they bought Lacazette and Aubameyang, yes, you're right,
And
they have
Pepe.
spent. And Pepe, but again, Pepe is installments. You have to be real. It is installments, just like how Thiago is. The only real person they bought for actual money, really, like up front, if I'm not mistaken, was Partey, because they had to pay the release clause. So that's one player.
But no, that's
Yeah, but
three.
Matt, look how much money they've
Look how
spent
much
in
they've
that
spent.
time, though.
Lacazette
No,
was
but
over 50 mil. Aubameyang
Yeah.
was 60 odd mil.
Mm-hmm.
Pepe, again, I know you're going to say it's installments, but still the figure at the end is 72 mil. Partey, 45 mil.
Did they not
30
sell?
mil,
I'm trying
30
to
mil
think.
on Gabriel.
Did they not
Yeah,
offset
Gabriel.
anyone? Did they not offset?
No, they sold a couple of, man. They sold a
That's what I'm
couple.
trying to think.
No,
Who were
no,
their
but
big?
bro, they're the worst. Ask
And
any
none of their
Arsenal
big
fan,
players.
Matt. They're the worst team at recouping money for their players.
No,
Look,
they
they've
are.
had to loan out that young buck, and they're not really going to get any money for him when he fell out of Arteta. That Ramsey left for free. Like, bro, they don't really get much money for their players, you know.
No, I hear you.
I think
I'm
the
just
only
trying to-
person they got decent money for was their goalkeeper.
No, I'm just trying to think, like, how did they offset it? But maybe you're right. Maybe they just went, you know what, we're just going to go and spend and see where it gets us. But here's the joke,
Even
though.
Saliba was like 18, 20 mil, weren't he?
But here's the joke, though. They went and spent all that money. Look where they are now.
No, I get you, but my point to it was, why is it that whenever we're linked with a player, we automatically have to think, oh, well, we've got to sell one of the big three. Like, no other team does that. Like, Man United are linked with Sancho. I don't hear anyone saying, well, they might have to sell Rashford or Greenwood or Bruno to bring him in, Like when they went in for Bruno
They got a
Fernandes, no
Wolby.
one's
Sorry
like,
to cut you, Cal. Remember they sold a Wolby for something dumb, like mad.
30 mil. 30 mil.
I think
30
it's
mil.
30 rand to
So
full.
a Wolby bought Tierney then. They still spent
No, but that's
loads
one
of money
player.
on other players.
Remember, they got rid of Kolasinac. They got rid of Mustafi.
Kolasinac was on a free, so was Mustafi.
Yeah,
Was it?
but these
Oh,
man,
okay.
that's what I'm saying. They don't get money for their players, Matt. They're
I'm
very poor
No, I'm
at
just trying to
recouping
think.
player sales,
No,
bro.
I'm not saying you lot are wrong. I'm just trying to when you're just like, as you lot are talking, I'm thinking, oh, okay, who did they sell? Blah 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 blah. I'm just trying to think. It's got to be more than one person that they sold, and they got Walcott. Someone said Walcott. I'm gonna say they get for him.
Look, I'm not.
But-
Again, I'm
but
not.
20?
Look,
Not a
I hear,
lot.
I hear what you're saying, man.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying.
I'm not saying they've just been pumping money, and I'm not saying that. My
Yeah.
argument is, why is it whenever we're linked to a big name player, we automatically have to talk about one of our players going for that player to come in?
because of our financial model.
Haaland is linked with Chelsea hard, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not once have I heard anyone say, "Well, that means what." This player's got to leave, or that player's got to leave, or this player's got to leave. And I'm not talking about squad
Or
players.
what
or
about
players they're
Tammy
gonna stay.
Abraham? What about Giroud? Ain't
But
no
you
one
know
asking
why?
any of them questions.
But you men are asking like kind of like rhetorical questions because let's be real. You men are acting like FSG haven't done it since when they actually stepped into the building. They have
So when's it
always.
gonna
It's always
No,
been a
Matt,
sell to buy.
but that's the point Cal's making.
Yeah.
Why
so when's it
are
gonna
we
stop?
in that situation 10 years down the line where we still, if we want to do anything, are jeopardizing the future of the club by getting rid of an established player? Because you see that Coutinho move?
Yeah.
That Coutinho move worked.
Yes.
It won't always
But,
work.
bro, I said
You
this,
can't. Why
Bro.
do they keep thinking it's always gonna work? It
Bro.
don't always work.
I've said this from the day. We always be sell to buy, and I said from how many months ago, from last season probably, when I was like, do you know what? Yeah, this sell to buy thing, Liverpool being very lucky in terms of the players that they sold and the players that they bought, and got us to where we are. But I said sell to buy will not keep you at the top. It's got us to the top, but it won't keep you there. So I understand what Cal's saying. What I was trying to do though was trying to think about, okay, are we missing a point here where Arsenal have sold some players where we can't really just say they've just spent a whole load of money when they've actually sold players for a certain amount? That's all I was asking. Because I know when it comes to our club, we know what our club's going to do. And what Cal's saying is factual. If we was ever to get Jadon Sancho right now, a top player would have to leave. That's unacceptable. Do you want to know why? Because if you want to get a top player, you have to be a top club. A top club does not sell one of their prized assets to go and get another prized asset. You're just changing. You're not adding, you're just changing. You're just chopping and changing. And that's long. We ain't got time for that.
Yeah, agreed. Speaking of that as well, James Pearce came out today and said that we'll only be signing one centre back on a permanent deal.
Kanate then.
I'm worried.
It's Kanate.
You know the wickedest thing though.
And if it fails, all right. If it fails, it'll be Kabak. Do you want to bet? If Liverpool
can I be honest with you?
Just saying,
yeah?
it'll be my man. Just saying, bro.
I don't think Kabak's good enough, yeah. But there is a little part of me that, because he's only 20 years old, feels like buying two centre backs and him being one of them ain't the worst idea in the world. And one thing I must say is I've taken my emotions out of it for Liverpool and just thought about it from a personal point of view for a second. Can you imagine how horrible it would be to be a guy who gets a move to the club of your dreams, and within 6 months they just make it clear you ain't good enough and dash you away? That would be soul crushing. Like, from Kabak's point of view, can you imagine how soul crushing that would be?
It would be. But do you want to know something? What you're saying is 100% true. But this is football and this is business. If Liverpool Football Club feel like he's not good enough or going to take us to the next level, they have a right to go, do you know what? You've shown some promise, but we kind of need somebody in their mind that's going to maybe be better or can do better now.
Yeah.
We can't begrudge them for that. So again,
I just looked at it from his point of view for a minute, and I thought, that's so crushing.
But you know what you're doing there, Drift? And dare I say, you're doing that sentimental thing that we're talking about.
But you know me, brother. I can't help sentiment. You know me.
No, brother, I hear you. But do you want to know what's so mad, yeah? It's all good being sentimental in football, and that's all good. But you see Chelsea, Man City, Man United, you see, them men are sentimental, you know. If they think you're not good enough, they're like, bro, you got to go. We're bringing next man in. And let's be real. You'll be disappointed that maybe Kabak won't stay. You would, because you think like, bro, my man's worked hard, as you said, got his dream move, yeah? But you'd also be sitting there going, but we've got Nat Phillips, though. And now we're bringing in Kanate. If he stays fit, then we might have something here. I think it's different if Nat Phillips, again, wasn't even there. Because then I think a lot of us will be like, do you know what? He might have to stay.
So
even
what about FSG did this then? Say, Cal, what if they did this? What if they got 35 mil for Phillips from a Premier League team that realizes he's good?
35!
Come on, Drift, man.
No, I'm putting Michael Edwards in there because Michael Edwards can spin it, yeah?
I need that drifty pad tonight, bro. I'm going to bed happy. I'm going to bed happy, bro.
Burnley and Brighton have got 35 mil
spare. Well, if Ben White leaves Brighton for 50 mil, they've got money available. Bro.
Drift. Take a couple. You know what?
All right. Say we got 28 mil for him then.
No, yeah? Drift. You know what?
Well, you don't think Michael Edwards can get 28 mil? I've got faith Michael Edwards can get 28 mil for Phillips. I reckon we could get that money for Phillips. I do. I genuinely believe that we could get close to 30 mil with Michael Edwards.
Drift, I'm gonna be real. If
who's coming up? Norwich, Watford, Bro, you telling me one of those teams won't go and pay 28 mil for a Nat Phillips
Yes,
to help
yes,
with that?
I am telling you that.
No
They're
one,
not going to.
We could get
no
that much
one
money, man.
with a right mind is paying 35.
Yeah, maybe
20.
35 was, but I think we could get about
20.
28 through.
No,
20.
man said 28.
20.
I reckon we could get about.
Man say
You know,
28.
do you know
like
we got
28
20
to
mil
you,
for
35.
Solanke?
Bro, different
Yes, back-
We got
circumstances.
20
back
mil
before
for
there was-
Solanke.
Bro,
back before-
Solanke was like
back before there was a
19, 20 years
pandemic
of
and-
age. Nat Phillips
Yes.
is like, what, 23? Is he 23?
Yeah, but when you're a defender, you get extra years, so that don't
Bro.
really matter.
Drift, do better than this, bro.
Man said 35.
I think we could get big boy money for Nat Phillips after the
Nah,
season.
Drift, I get what you're saying. Let's just say that, like, we could get a lot for him. And in my opinion, a lot would be 20, considering
35.
he just come out of nowhere, innit? And man's just
35
seeing
is
him
what
as...
teams would pay for Kanate and Uber.
Yeah, bro.
bro. God.
Yeah,
Someone said
but
he's
you got to put that
24.
English tax on top of that, man.
Bro.
The English tax ain't that much, bro.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so let me
Yeah,
ask you guys: if we are only to get one centre back this summer,
Yeah.
and it was Kabak, how would you guys feel?
No, if he's the only one we get, that ain't good enough.
If we... What, say that again, Cal? So repeat that.
If Kabak was the permanent centre back signing this summer and the only one, would you be happy?
No.
Fair enough.
The thing is, because Matip's going, we
I don't
need
think
two
he is.
anyway.
I don't think it is.
No. We can't keep Matip again. What are we, a glutton for punishment or what?
No, but
Drift, this
Drift,
is
you're
my
on board with this sentiment thing, though.
No, bro. It ain't sentiment with Matip. Matip wants to go himself, bro.
Let's just. There's never been a quote
I don't
that
think
says
we're gonna
Matip
sell
wants to
Matip.
go. But I'm gonna be real, Drift.
Apparently, it was his agent or his wife or
No,
somebody
Johnny,
that
it's-
actually
no.
was actually
It was
telling like, right, he can't really play Premier.
No, Johnny, there's an
Matip's not
agent.
leaving.
There's an agent that's that kind of knows Matip very well. I think he came in the football Terry. Shout out Terry, and he was saying the information that he heard was about Matip potentially wanting to leave because of the rigors of the Premier League. So again, it's not fact. It's not dead say factual, but it's reported. I will say this though, Drift, though. Joe Matip, yeah. I'm gonna be real. Obviously, we know he's injury prone. He is, yeah. But we can't. You see the sentiment thing where I was talking about. I don't want to bring it up, but it kind of goes back to Lovren, bro. Like,
No,
because we held on to it for too long, in my opinion. You don't think so?
It ain't the same.
It ain't the same.
No disrespect to Lovren. Matip's a different level.
No.
It is
What
a
I'm-
disrespect.
no,
It's
what
not.
I'm
He's a better defender.
No, he is. He is. That's correct. But what I'm saying is the point still stands. Sentiment. We held on to Lovren a little bit too long. And I'm not disrespecting Lovren. I'm not. When I say that, all jokes aside, I'm not. Because Lovren was a reliable servant and he always showed up. Whatever you think of him is what you think of him. When it comes to Joe Matip now,
He's the most unreliable player, period, in my opinion. I love him in terms of his ability.
That's
but
Ox.
I think he's
That's
I
Ox.
think he's very close between him and Naby, who's the most
I think
unreliable.
it's him, Ox, and Naby. Them three there are in the same boat.
Shaqiri's in with a shout as well. What I
Them
will
three.
say is though, let me ask you guys a question.
I don't know,
'Cause
man.
you said this a few times as well. If Matip was our 4th/5th choice centre back, is that the worst thing in the world?
It is when your third and your second choice are injury prone as well.
Cool. I have no rebuttal to that.
Valid point. Let's be real.
I have no rebuttal.
When you deep it, Joe Matip is arguably one of the best defenders in the Premier League. he can't stay fit, can only average around 10 to 12 games in a Premier League season.
That's
If he's fourth choice,
mad.
and no matter how good he is, and he can only average 10 to 12 games,
No,
I'm gonna
I
be
don't.
real.
I don't think that's true, man. I think it's between 15 and 20 he averages.
Bro, I'm not giving the thing. I'm just guessing here. I'm
Okay.
going by what I remember. I can't remember a time when Matip played 15 games back-to-back seasons. I'm just saying, innit? Off the top of the head.
Didn't Klopp actually kind of in one interview mention that Matip can't play back-to-back games or something like that?
Not that I know of.
Cal, going by your logic, let's say that he can play 15 and we've got a 38 game calendar. Is that good enough for your fourth choice centre back? Let me ask you that then.
It is if your fourth choice centre back barely plays, but our fourth choice centre back plays a lot. And here's the thing: I know obviously you can't. I know you shouldn't. I know you shouldn't put it down to positions. Yeah.
Stop the fight! Stop the fight!
But you see what's worse about an injury-prone defender to any other position is you can manage your injury a bit more when you're a midfielder or an attacker. When you're a defender, the opposition dictate what you do. You don't get a choice about when you sprint, when you do. You have no choice. If the man is about to blow past you, you can't chase him. That's it. You've got no choice. So when you're an injury-prone centre-back, you're a liability. You are 100% a liability.
Do you know what it is about Matip? He is, dare I say it? Let me think. Matip is what you would call a Marks and Spencer wafer. It's the best wafer in the world, but that wafer still breaks. When you put a wafer in your mouth, it still melts, innit? Like, it's not going to take a lot for a wafer to just melt in your mouth. But Marks and Spencer's is the best one. That's the best one I could just...
Can I not say something, though? Is this not the same situation with Gomez, though?
No, because Gomez is a bit different.
It is a bit.
Is it, though?
I love Gomez, but Gomez... No. Here's the difference. Gomez get muscle injuries. Different. Gomez doesn't get muscle injuries, which means he's not injury prone. I would only call someone injury prone when it's muscle related, because we all know it gets worse and worse and worse and worse.
Well, no, injury prone is just picking up injuries, whether it's bad luck or not.
You just got to say. But I will say this though.
All right, there is a point to that, but I think when it's broken bones, you can kind of be like, right, this brother is just unlucky.
No, but
if you keep tearing your hamstring all the time, you're just injury prone.
With Matip.
To the point Cal's making, though, whichever way you look at it, every year he seems to get that broken ankle, broken leg, whatever it is, he does get it, and therefore he will miss half the season every year as well.
No, but Gomez's injuries are a little bit different. With Matip, I remember there was a time when Matip came back this season. He played one game, and there was already reports that they see Matip come out of a hospital for a scan. That is what you call injury. Whereas Gomez is more like
the Fulham game, innit? Where he started the Fulham
I'll never forget when he got footage of Matip, and it's just like, bro, you've come back for one game.
The West Brom game. It was the West Brom game that started it. Remember, he went off in the West Brom game with his back, and then that's when we conceded the goal in that game as well.
Yeah. Whereas Gomez is a little bit different. I think Gomez is more like Gomez has these freak injuries, whereas Matip, you kind of know that he'll come back for 2 or 3 games. And you're already wondering about Klopp's press conference, what he's going to say about John Matip. That's the difference. Albeit,
you know the thing is as well, guys.
It might still all be injury prone.
We spoke about it in the group when I said to you, like, have you seen the scar on Gomez's knee? And when Matt saw it, man sent me the ghost face. We're talking about Van Dijk because Van Dijk. I think we have to actually stop for a minute and think: is Gomez going to be okay?
Yeah, now, you're right.
From the bottom of his quad to his shin, do you know how big that is?
And that's
I couldn't believe it.
Remember, that's not his first knee injury either. So
it's his 3rd knee injury, Cal.
This is what I'm saying. So again, he might be young, and the knee's gonna hold out. Hence why we need 5 centre backs.
I'd
not
actually
even-
say we need 6. I'm not gonna lie.
No.
I think Kabak and
We can't.
Phillips
No,
should
but
be
we
more
can't
than 6.
stockpile. Like, I know what you're
Well,
saying, Ojib.
It ain't even stockpiling. The man will play, bro.
No,
No,
but
but sixth choice would be six.
They will
Sixth
play.
choice is effectively Fabinho, isn't it? Like, because we can't have 6 registered centre backs in the squad because it'd be too
Yeah,
many.
we
Because
can.
we've only got
we've
got a limited number. Unless we go and get a very good young centre back who we don't have to register, who's under 21.
Seth Van der Beek.
No, because Gomez can play right back, yeah, which I think is a good option. I think we can.
So but effectively, then you're keeping Gomez as the backup right back.
Yeah, I think Gomez should be 3rd choice centre back, 2nd choice right back.
It still begs the question: what if Gomez gets injured? Then what happens to Trent?
Nico doesn't count in the squad because he's under 21, right?
Yes, no, he counts in the squad.
No, when you're registering your squad, don't he because he's a youth academy.
Because he's homegrown. You'd register Nico though.
No, but you can actually get away with not registering him, but you can still play him, right?
No, you can, but we need 8 to be registered. He'd be one of the 8.
Well, Phipps and Gomez are 2 of those centre backs that are homegrown, so at least you're not like wasting a position in that way.
No, I know, but you still have to have 8 though.
Yeah, but then that means that we've got to figure out. All right, so you'd have Phillips, you'd have Gomez, you'd have
Kelleher.
Milner, Hendo, Trent,
yeah, Jones,
Elliot. Oh no, he's young enough that he's young enough. You don't have
saying,
Jones. Yeah, Jones.
So that's a 7.
Kelleher.
Yes, 7. You need 8.
Yeah, so we're all right then.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If you register, you have to register. No, you need 8. We've only got 7 there.
Yeah, but hold on. Who was I just thinking of?
Is it Ox?
Ox ain't
Oh
staying.
yeah, shit, it is Ox, isn't it? Yeah, and if Ox goes, then obviously, then we lose one. Grealish for Ox then, and then we're all right.
Do you know what I would say? Yeah, quickly before we move on, Carl, to the next point.
Yeah.
We're in the most weirdest situation ever. Our main centre back is coming back from a major injury. Our next 2 centre backs are injury prone.
And coming back from bad injuries themselves.
Come back from bad injuries. Kabak, the guy that we brought in, has now picked up an injury.
And we're not sure if we're going to keep him.
Yeah. Davies, we don't even know if man's alive. All jokes aside, big up Ben Davies, free Ben Davies. I don't know what you're doing. Hologram settings, man don't even know.
What's going on. I don't mean this. I don't mean this to come across in the wrong way. But have you lot seen that film Proof of Life?
No.
Basically, if a man gets captured in war and they're trying to use him in a negotiation, the people who he belongs to need proof of life before they give them what they want. And I'm not even gonna lie. Right now, I need proof of life. Is Ben Davies real? I need proof of life right now.
I don't know.
I can't even front.
You're saying you're just sitting there. Right, guys, I'm at the laptop. I just need. Let me see a picture to show he's alive.
Let put him on the phone. I want to FaceTime him.
But out of all the centre backs that we have,
I'm like Wendy and
are
Ozark.
they feeding you? Are they feeding you?
Wendy and Ozark with Mason, innit? Like, put Wendy on the phone. Marty, I'm fine, Marty.
Listen, all the centre backs that we have, yeah, Nat Phillips is the only one that's
he's
like
the warrior.
And recently he's been injured as well. But I'm not gonna lie. Listen, I don't.
Are we trying to get? We're looking at getting Kanate, who's come back from a devastating.
Let me not say this because I don't want any man to lose their job, just in life in general. But I'll say this respectfully and what's the word I can say? And tactfully as well. LFC, please can you speak to is it Chris is it Chris Morgan?
Chris Morgan, yeah.
Can you please have when you have a return to work, can you please just ask man what he's really doing? Like,
all right. So all right.
They skipped that part when he came back from Arsenal, there was no return to work, bro. They just said you're on the books and we believe you. There was no return to work.
Ben Davies could be on holiday right now because he's not a popular face. Man wouldn't even know that was him in Crete or Rome taking pictures with his wife. No one would even know.
There was no return to work for Chris Morgan. Remember, he left Liverpool, went to Arsenal, done a madness. Don't know what man's been through or done. Shout out everyone that's. I never even say that, but anyway, he done a madness, come back, and now we expect that man is. I don't know, bro. I'm just saying.
It's mad. It's mad.
It's mad. But anyway, we move. Chris Morgan.
Indeed. So yeah, summer's going to be interesting. All right. Before I ask you guys to smash the like button, 2 requests as well, guys. We are a few followers away from 2K on Instagram. So if you are on Instagram, do follow us on there as well. And we're also a few likes away from 1,000 likes on Facebook as well. So jump onto our Facebook page, jump onto our Instagram page, and follow us there if you haven't already. Please, it would be much appreciated. Ben is moving like Machiavelli. Come with me. Run quick, see.
If you want to see the injury.
We want to ride, but we'll die.
Before we
if you want to set a treatment table tonight,
yeah, and we touched on it earlier, but shout out to Ox and his missus Perry Edwards on their pregnancy announcement. Congratulations on them becoming parents, and also congratulations to Alison Becker, who's just become a dad as well. Congratulations to both of those. Hope
when you lose one life, you gain one, man. That's just the miracles of how God works.
Indeed, that's dedicated to his father. So yes, all right, let's get through these super chats then, guys. 1975 Jamrock says the super chat I sent ties into my other super chat the other day. Klopp can end up stunning our rebuild. A lot of our players are aging at the same time. That's very true. Klopp holds the key to a lot as well, because he ultimately will decide who he wants to keep and doesn't want to keep. So that's a very good point as well. But at least
the average age of the squad is still in their late 20s and not 30s, meaning it's not quite yet to hit the panic button on age.
Yeah, I've just seen a comment. God, jeez.
That's funny, but you can't say that out loud.
No way. I'll be bringing that up or reading that out. No way.
You can't, bro. I don't just think it, but don't say it. If that's
I can't say that. But I've got a wife, bro. If someone said that about my wife,
bro. That's come on, man. Come on, man.
Adam LFC says, did you guys see Kanate's post on Twitter/Instagram about Leipzig 2021? Strange. Yeah, he's saying about Leipzig in the Champions League 2021.
I saw it.
Yeah.
Am I worried?
See. Yeah, but if he's a Leipzig boy at heart, that doesn't mean that he might not leave.
He's not a Leipzig boy at heart.
He's still contracted to Leipzig. Like, why should he not? Like, I think people think if he says something, that may, no, he's not coming to Liverpool. Bro, he still plays for them. Like, he's a human being at the end of the day. Plus, the Liverpool move is not done.
Some of these comments, man.
It's not done.
Man, talking about engaged.
No.
Man, talking about the lockdown. You lot are savage, man.
You lot are different. All right, bigger Oxlade-Chamberlain, though. Real talk, though.
What are you saying? Ox watches Kopish, yeah?
He does. I have a good authority that he does, so I'm just saying bigger Ox, innit? My G.
Neil H, no mention of solid competition for Trent and Robbo. Robbo, I mean, Tsimikas is there. I think Tsimikas deserves another season. And for Trent's a tricky one, if I'm going to be honest. Trent is a tricky one. If you sell Nico, you've got to bring in another homegrown player somewhere in the squad, because you have to replace Nico if you sell him.
In hindsight now, would you guys have kept Key Van Hovel? Would you still go?
I don't think he's that much better than Nico if he is better.
Fair enough. Because you might be right. I'm just saying.
Here's the thing. Whether you think Nico's better or Keanu Hover's better, that's fair enough. Like, I'm not going to go back and forth with anyone who thinks Hove's better. But there's not that much of a discrepancy with either that makes me think, we should have definitely kept him or definitely sold. We just need better fullback replacements or options. Like, again, I hate to draw a Man City or even Chelsea or Man United, but Luke Shaw and Alex Tellez, like Chelsea, Reece James and Azpilicueta, Manchester City, Kyle Walker, Cancelo. Like, Nico can't say anything at all to any of those backups or their first choice is a
Bro, I
tall
said
fella.
this from day, but I still think personally, I think if Key had the same opportunities than Nico, for me personally, I think he would have seized the chance a bit more, and I think would have seen more personally for me. That's just me though. I think Key's better in it. I just think he's better. I think he's always been better, but
No,
there's a
that's
lot of
fair
Nico
enough.
fans out here, and I respect that as well. So,
Shaka A says, "What do you guys think of Lautaro Martinez?"
oh,
My
you man
guy.
need to louder talk in the chat. You.
No, the chat is so difficult to
No,
ignore. They
I'm
are
not gonna lie.
killing you,
Someone
man.
It's
said
wild.
something that is mad.
It's wild still.
If you actually deep what man said.
Yeah, see, you lot are wild.
Deep.
Yeah, Lautaro Martinez. I'm a big fan. What about you boys?
Yeah. They just won the
Quality
league.
player.
No chance you're getting.
Quality player. Quality player.
975 Jamrock says, Drifty, you would hold on to all of our players from the front three until they're in their early 30s and midfield until they're in the early 30s. Glad you ain't running the team. He's leaving in 2024. Yeah, well, 1975 Jamrock, it's not about selling the players just for the sake of it. I'm not even speaking for Drift here, but it's not about just selling the players. You've got to have ready-made replacements. Just
Yeah.
because a player, and sorry, Drift, let me just quickly, before you say what you got to say. If I was to say to you right now, name me 5 best players in world football right now, how many of them are in their 30s? Like, we've got to lose this narrative of when a player gets to a certain age, they're done. Like, I don't care how old a certain player is. I just care if they're good enough and if they're available enough. Like, Genie's one of our elder players, but Genie's more robust than Cater and Ox, and they're much younger than him. So it's not about age. We need to get out of this mindset of age. Tony Cruz, Lewandowski, Kevin De Bruyne, Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Zlatan
Modric,
Ibrahimovic, Modric. All these
Thiago.
players are in their 30s. Thiago, like, come on, it's not about age. We need to lose this narrative about age.
When you get
Not old.
when you get
Cavani at
to a
Man
certain
United,
age, there's obviously
Fernandinho.
things you can't ask of that player. That's obvious. But so all right, so Jamrock, let me ask you
Jordan
something. Bro.
Henderson.
Let me ask you something, Jamrock, yeah?
Got
Mane's
Aubameyang last
29.
season.
Mane just turned 29. Salah will be 29 by the start of next season, and Firmino was 29 halfway through the season. They are of a 29. 29 is young, you know. Like, what are you telling me, Jamrock, you would get rid of those guys and I'm being too sentimental to keep them? Is that kind of what you're saying, bro? Because to me, that is crazy. Like, I would keep all 3 of those players until they're at least 32. Me personally, none of those players would leave Liverpool. And you know what? If anyone's going to tell me they've got a poor resale value at that point, I'll say, I don't give a fuck. I don't. Well, I'm not trying to make money out of them. I'm trying to use them for the players that they are, respect what they've also done, and build upon it. Did Bayern Munich ask for any money from Robben and Ribery? No, they just brought in Gnabry and them man, and they let them man there retire at their club. I don't care about resale. This is this conditioning that we've been put into, where like you didn't see Man United going, oh, we better sell Scholes, Giggs. They don't. Who cares about all that? No, we can't do that, bro, man. We like Mane, Mo, Firmino, Milner, Hendo, Van Dijk. I don't care if these guys are getting on. I don't care.
1975 Jamrock responds saying they're not done. You can't have it all. You can't have all of our players going in, all of our players aging at the same time when you potentially have a new coach coming in 2024. You force a new coach to make wholesale changes at once. Hence why we're saying we do it now. We start integrating new players now while we still have the older statesmen.
Yeah. So let me say, so if we brought in Sancho, if we brought in a Rafinha or a Neto, and if we brought in a Basuma, the new manager gets these guys when they're like 24, 25, ready to go into their prime, bro. But they get to be a part of our squad with the elder man to learn the ways. You don't just throw man in under pressure. Like, as good as Neto is, do you know how much pressure it would be for a 20-year-old to come Liverpool and take Mo or Mane's place, bro? Can you imagine the pressure that he would be under?
Well,
you don't
think
do
of this,
that, man.
Think of this. Let's say, for example, we had sold Mane this season and brought in Jota as his replacement. Do you know how difficult it would be for Jota right now, considering Jota just had an injury as well?
There
If
you
you thought there was
go.
pressure on Jota when he came back from his injury before, can you imagine the pressure that would have been on him then?
Facts. No, it's true. Facts.
Like, and again, 1975 Jamrock. I'm not saying you don't sell certain players. There are certain players I do want us to sell,
There's
regardless
logic
of
to what
age.
you're saying, Jamrock, but I think you're just looking at it in the wrong way. That's what it
No,
is.
no, but I think again, it's the whole age thing with me. Like, I want us to
Yeah.
sell Ox and Naby because they're not available enough, but neither of them are touching 30.
Mm.
I don't think they're available enough, as good as they are when they're on form and etc. But they're not available enough. So I
This
don't
is
think
why.
it's just a case of age. You have to look
Yeah,
at the squad and how they're performing.
but this is why when I was talking about the whole like Cavani to make like you see like Cavani at Man United, like
Yeah,
he's
look at the difference.
34 years of age, but he's banging in goals. That's been vital for them, and that's why.
Ibrahimovic did the same thing.
Yeah, age ain't the be all and end all. Yes, obviously when you get to a certain age, it's almost like saying, okay, you're probably not going to get any better, but sometimes your quality still remains. You just your athleticism might start to dwindle, but your quality will still stay the same. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? So that's why when I say like raw, sometimes like I feel like in football, if we think someone's 30, 31, 32, oh, we shouldn't get them anymore because they're of a certain age. But yes, but if the quality is still there, like you see like Robin, for example, and even Ribery, and I know maybe I'm picking two of the best wingers of their generation, but them man were balling at like to their 33 years of age.
Yeah.
And I get it. And
Older than
again,
that.
the
Yeah.
pace wasn't even there. But the movement, the trickery was still
And the
there.
intelligence,
But
football
you said it.
IQ.
The intelligence was there. That's why when
And
I
if
was
Bayern
talking,
Munich went into any game that Koeman or Costa or Gnabry couldn't play in, and Ribery or Robin came in, nobody went, oh God, Bayern Munich are in trouble here. So
Yeah.
even if we get to a point where Mo and Mane aren't our main guys, and maybe it is Neto and Pereira, they've come to as youth man and they're busting up, and them man are on the bench. At least you know when we're calling on them, them man are gonna come in and do the thing. Do you get what I'm saying?
It's about rotation, and I think it's about for me. I always feel like the best football team is a mixture between youth and experience, the best blend. Like for me, anyway, the best blend because you get youth man that will run around all day, but they might not have the same quality as the man that's 32 years of age and just knows
Yeah.
what he needs to do
The only
in
thing
that
you
short
don't
space
do,
of time.
the only thing you don't do is move like AC Milan, where you let everyone get so old and all retire at the same time.
Yeah.
That's the
They've
only
learned
thing you
from that
don't
though.
do.
They've learned and they're on a new model now. Hence why they spoke to us about
Yeah.
our model. They've
Yeah,
now
you
got
know.
they're different now though. They're different now.
Yeah,
AC Milan.
no. They had to be. They were the only footballing team in the whole world that had an actual institute within their football team that learned all the scientific facts about players over the age of 33. Did you not know that? It was like an actual thing embodied within their club. But obviously, I think they did learn their lesson because when everybody retired at the same time, they were like, "Oh, right,
Bro,
what are we gonna do
Yeah.
now?"
you know, they actually spoke to us officially. Like they actually like FSG met them. AC Milan apparently were begging for ideas and how we went about how like in terms of like
Because we showed how
rebuild.
you come from the
Yeah,
depth of
our
nowhere
sky
to
system.
come
Like,
back.
what do you do? Like the whole like statistics and all that. They actually spoke to us, and you see right now. Remember, I started the season, AC Milan were top, and I know they fell off, but they're still, if I'm not mistaken, they beat Juve the other day 3-0. They're in top. They're in the top four, and potentially they might now make the Champions League. They bought
Yeah.
Tomori on loan, or not bought, but obviously they loaned Tomori from Chelsea. A couple of other loans as well. They brought in some youth players, Brahim Diaz.
Old habits die hard, Matt, because they've still got Ibra at like 48 years old.
Bro, no, don't but
Ibra's
Ibra's been a
performed.
smart move. He's been a talisman.
No, I know. But I'm saying that's definitely an old habits die hard, though, because I mean, to bring Ibra in at 38 is still mad. When you
No,
think
but you want to know something? You're right. But at the same time, I think
The
it
ends
was a
justify the
genius
means.
move because he knows, like, Serie A. That, do you know what I mean? He knows the
Yeah.
inside and outs kind of thing.
Troy M. On top of injuries, we have AFCON to worry about also next season. FSG have to spend this summer. Have to spend big this summer. We could realistically be back in this situation next year. Facts. Absolute facts. Sam Max Legend says PSG in for Salah so we could get Mbappe in a trade? Question mark. Unfortunately, not. I don't think Salah goes PSG. And I don't think we're getting Mbappe.
So do I.
Yibba says, come to wash my car in Haas. Okay. 2
Don't even
Pixel
read
2.
that. That sounds mad.
Yeah. I'll take Lozano. I've always rated him proper baller.
Lozano's a good player. PSV,
Yeah,
if I'm not
good.
mistaken, right? Mexican.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
good.
he's
He's
good.
good.
I don't know what.
I
Again, I
just
don't
want
know.
great now. I just want great players now. Maybe I'm just acting like an entitled person. I just want great players.
You can't always
Now,
get
Cal,
great.
you're
You
acting
can't
like
ever.
a guy who's watching Man U, Chelsea, and Man City do everything they can to be the greatest. And no, we're gonna get left behind again.
You're probably right.
We got to the top of the perch, and we relinquished it with no fight.
Yeah.
No fight.
It's true.
Mario says potential starting 11 next season: Alisson, Trent, Van Dijk, Robbo, Fab Bissouma or Odegaard, Salah, Mane, Dembele. You've only named one centre back there.
I was gonna say, where's the other centre back?
Yeah, we need another centre back
Yeah.
ASAP. Gangan Deep says, "Evening guys, just tuned in. Absolutely no for Bamford. He's not clinical enough. We need a minimum 1 in 2/3, not a 1 in 4/5 striker. Peeing in the wind on Sancho unless Salah or Mane is sold. Marlon is more likely. Gangan Deep dropping the knowledge as always. Mr. Headmeyer Battle says Arsenal spent 110 mil on 2 attackers inside 6 months. In 17-18, Arsenal sold Ox, Theo, and Iwobi for 100 mil. Okay, fair enough.
I told you, man, there was some
Fair
method
enough.
to their madness, though. That's what I was trying to think, you man. There must have
Yeah, but all that
players.
did is pay for Pepe. Then, Matt. What about all the other guys they bought?
No, but that's in the. What year was that, Cal? Was that the 17-18 season?
Yeah, that was the season they bought Lacazette and Aubameyang.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to say to you. So that kind of offset some money. Do you know what I'm trying to say? For them
obviously,
two big players.
yeah.
But that's what I was trying to say.
But they still bought Gabriel and
yeah, that
Partey
was
and
after.
Tierney.
But I was just thinking, like, there's got to be a method because remember we were going back to when they
Even
bought
Leno
Lacazette.
cost them 25 mil.
That's a point.
That's a bit. Was Leno 25?
Yeah, Leno was 25.
Sure.
Yeah.
Rotted them.
30 for Saliba, 30 for Gabriel, 20 for Tierney. And they spent a bag of money, bro.
Yeah.
Boy.
Tokyo Drift says Drifty is on the wind up. That was regarding Phillips. 35 mil. John Moore says fully fit
28 mil.
fully fit team league would have been done a long time. I kind of agree with that, to be honest. Slyros won.
Fully fit, what, sorry, Cal?
Fully fit team, the league would have been done already.
No, I still think City would have pushed us. I still think they would have pushed us.
I don't. It wouldn't have been.
They're about to get a points tally of 92 if they win all their games left. That's almost what we got in our record season.
Yeah,
they would have pushed us.
Yeah, but they've got that because they've been playing without pressure for a long time.
No, we can't say that because when that season when we chased them and they won, that was pressure and they still did it, bro.
No, I agree, but remember we still had to have played them and all that as well, and it'd have been.
I think they would have pushed us. I don't think without injuries.
I don't think it'd have been. I don't think it'd have been clear as it was last time, but I still think we'd have won the league. Troy M says maybe it's my heart speaking, but I think we're making top 4 in Leicester's place. What do you guys think? I can't see it happening.
You know what?
I don't want to get happy about it, guys. Let's talk after Man U. On the real.
I'll just say this. Like I said on Twitter, whisper it quietly. Just whisper it quietly. Just whisper it. I'll leave it. Whisper it quietly.
If, and this is a huge if,
whisper it quietly,
we can get the W against Man United, Burnley, Crystal Palace, and Brighton, I think it is, are our last 3 games, right?
Yeah.
Leicester
respectfully to those teams and the way we've been playing, the fact that none of those teams have anything to play for, you would like to hope that if we beat Man U, we will get maximum points from those games.
Mm-hmm.
Then what it's down to is what happens when Leicester play Man United. Will Man United put a strong team out because they don't need to win the game? Chelsea versus Leicester. At what point in the season would that be with regards to Chelsea, with how much Chelsea will care? They might be guaranteed top 4 by that point and don't want to risk injuries to their Champions League. And Tottenham will guarantee bottle it when we need them to be the team to take Leicester if it goes to the last day of the season. So right now, it is a massive if. Massive. And it very much does depend on us having to beat Man United, which, if I'm being honest with you, is probably 25-75% right now. of what I think will happen. Man U are probably still going to beat us. But let's hold off and let's see how it goes, innit?
I'll go one better. I'll say it in one thing. If Leicester beat Man United tomorrow, top four's off. If Man United beat Leicester tomorrow, it's on. It's on. In my opinion, it's on.
That's a
that
good
game
point.
tomorrow is massive. I'll leave it there.
And you know what? Being respectful as we are as a channel, I don't actually want to put no shade on West Ham. I know they did lose yesterday, but Everton are a very good travelling away team. If you look at West Ham's running, they're probably going to win all their games. And they're actually above us.
They should. But do you want to know why? They might not. And I say might not. It's because of the pressure. If they had nothing to play for, Drift, I think they would win every game left. I think, dare I say it, the form they've been on, they should have really beaten Everton. But do you want to know something? Certain teams, when it comes to like knowing what's at stake, they tend to fold. I'm only hoping...
Everton's the second best travelling team in the league, though, you know, Matt.
Are they the second best?
Yeah.
I know Man United are the first, isn't it? Man United are the first.
Everton's away record is kind of impeccable.
No, but do you know what?
And they're chasing Europe themselves as well, remember?
I knew Everton would beat them. I just knew, like, bro, I knew West Ham weren't beating them, you know? I could sense it.
Yeah.
And again, it's hard to say about tomorrow. If Man United turn up tomorrow, which I feel like they still will do,
I think they'll play a weakened team against Leicester and a strong team against us.
Bro, maybe it's just me 100%. Trying to like, I don't know, like believe or whatever. Something says to me Leicester are under a lot of pressure.
Andre just said that Ollie said he's playing kids tomorrow already in his press conference.
Less than about a bit. We'll wait until tomorrow before.
We'll wait until tomorrow, but yeah, you might be right there. If that's the case, so it's already over.
Sly Ross once says, like Ox so much, he feels like family delight for him. Indeed. Nothing but love for Ox.
You don't know how much I love Ox. That's why it hurts me to have to say it's time to move him on. And I'm not bullshitting when I say fully fit Ox over Sancho. I don't care how crazy you lot think I am.
Listen, I love Ox, yeah.
People have forgotten how good of a baller Ox is because of his injuries.
No,
he
he's
is
a
an
baller.
Absolute baller.
No, bro. He is. But again, it's like, I like Ox, innit? And obviously, I even know people that know Ox. And again, I will never disrespect him on the channel. Like, just because I think him as a person, all jokes aside, he's
a very good person. Like,
he's a cool guy, bro. Like, man's like, you could tell he loves Liverpool. It's just a shame that injuries have curtained him off.
He's a Liverpool fan, isn't it? That's what makes it even better.
No, he is 100%. He is. But again, we can't sit here and say, you know what I mean? Something.
I'm just saying, recency bias always plays a part. Go and watch Ox at his peak. Tell me I'm
3 years ago. 3 years ago.
No, I get it, and that's why it's not a realistic.
2021. There's been a pandemic.
It's not a realistic comparison, so I agree with you lot on that. But I'm just talking about, you know, when we do that, this guy versus this guy, if you're talking about like when he was at his best, I'm going Ox over Sancho.
But we've never seen Sancho at his best because he's only 20, 21, bro.
And he's already started to go down a bit, so maybe that was his.
No, he hasn't, Drift. How's he started to go down?
I think, do you know what?
He had a better season last year than he did this year.
Do you know what, I don't think he did.
Callum,
I think he's outperformed his numbers. Even if you're going to talk about them age for age, Sancho's doing at his age. Ox weren't touching that.
Drift, I'm going to save you. I'm actually going to tag in. I'm going to save you. Drift is saying right now, Ox is a better centre mid than Sancho. Sancho's a better right wing than Ox. Right, Drift? That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't want to go on a whole 2-hour argument about it.
That's what you're saying, though, because
yeah. Matt's right.
That's what I'm saying. There you go.
David says FSG need to go if they won't spend after the ESL. Agreed. Mr. Hesmire Buttle says Joe Hardy is registered in the squad. He is, from my knowledge, but he's had a few injury issues himself.
When I first saw that, I thought it said Jeff Hardy. I was going to say, hold on, wait, what?
No.
Get the table!
LFT Sports TV says Liverpool need major surgery on the team. Agreed. Shaka A says, why does our fan base talk about age? Mahrez, Gundogan, Walker, KDB are all 30.
Exactly. In fact, other than Martinez, Mbappe, Haaland, maybe one or two that I might have forgotten about. Name me who are the best players in the world under the age of 29, 30. I'm sure all the players who are the best players in the world right now are 29 or older.
Let me think. Quickly. What you said other than Haaland, Mbappe, and who?
And Martinez. They're the only ones I can think of who have like performed to a level where you can maybe put them in the bracket with the older guys.
There's a few, bro. Foden, Kimmich, Lukaku.
Yeah, Kimmich. Right now,
I don't think you can put Foden in the category with
Diaz. Kane.
Yeah, Diaz. There's a few players, bro.
Well, I mean, Kane's 28, so I guess he kind of is leaning in that direction.
Bruno Fernandes. There's a bag of them, bro. There's
a few.
No, I'm not saying there aren't any. I'm just saying there's not many who aren't the best players in the world who aren't over 29.
Yeah. Kadir Hussein, shout out Kadir. Yeah, it's not about age. Convincing myself I can still ball. You can.
We've all been there, bro. Till you run for the bus and realize you've lost 5 yards of pace.
Adam LFC says Yilmaz at Lille still banging out at 35. Incredible finishing ability. Yeah, he was a player that I thought would have done a lot better in his career.
Yeah, same here. But I've seen him. Don't get me wrong, good finisher, but
that's about it though.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's about it still.
1975 Jamrock says not just about age, fam. Some of the players have 35-year-old legs because of how Klopp plays. That's the point. Players are running into the ground by Klopp. That is very true.
That's a valid point. You probably age a year and a half for every year in a Klopp team. I agree with that. But then that means that James Milner is an absolute superstar.
Indeed. Chazzy says Sven Botman, Basuma, Gerard Moreno, and Rafinha. I feel that is the best realistic window we can have. Villarreal, I don't know, because if they win Europa, they're in the Champions League as well. So
I don't think they're selling.
And you know them people who really love the club they play for. It'd be quite emotionally hard to get him to leave as well.
Yeah. John Conway, West Brom versus Liverpool on Sunday. Yes, it's West Brom's the other game, not Brighton. That's our mistake.
I knew I was trying to remember who it was.
Vitu says Patrick Bamford to Liverpool is the most Brendan Rodgers era-esque transfer link we've seen in a while. Please no, we cannot sign this guy. Get Rafinha. Facts.
100%.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
And Gangan Deep says controversial, but I see one aspect of Wenger and Klopp loyalty to certain players who let us down on unavailability. Players play certain players regardless of form. Certain players not giving sustained run of games. Thoughts? Yeah.
And you know what, Gangan Deep, I'll actually put stubbornness in there as well. There's two traits that Klopp that are very us and Wenger. Like, I agree.
I agree with that, you know.
Alfonso says at no point has Ox shown what Sancho has shown to this point. 88 goal involvements in 102 senior matches levels.
One's a winger and one's a midfielder, so I wasn't making a comparison.
Here we go.
Output. Talking about ability as a player, but fair enough.
Troy M, with Champions League and then without Champions League, who are your centre back, midfielder, and attacking purchases this summer? One for each spot. So let's do with Champions League. So one name for each, guys. So with Champions League, who's your centre back, Matt?
With Champions League,
yeah.
Can I just say that because of FSG, there is actually no difference. But okay, let's play fantasy.
You're going. Who's your?
We're gonna play the game, bro. We're gonna entertain the game, bro. Come on. I'm going for Varane.
Who's yours?
With Champions League,
Sancho.
Midfield. Who's your midfield?
Who's yours, Cal?
Oh, centre back Varane.
Oh, okay.
Midfielder.
Only one.
Yeah.
Rodrigo de Paul.
Grealish.
I've had my mind stuck on Basuma so long, I'm just going to say it because I can't think of anyone at the moment.
I thought you were going to say Ox without injury.
I'd love that. If I had one Sensu bean, I'm giving it to Ox.
I'm going to say nothing. I don't care.
I'm giving it to Matip. I'm not even gonna
I
lie.
knew you was gonna say Matip.
I
I
knew
knew
you
you
was
was
gonna
gonna say
say
Matip.
that,
I knew it.
And then attacking. You guys saying attacking? I'm going Haaland.
No, we got to do midfielder without Champions League, right?
No, we've got to do all of them without Champions League, but we haven't. We're doing all of them with
Oh,
Champions
okay.
League. First,
So the attacker without.
yeah,
No,
Haaland.
sorry,
for me.
Sorry, you said
Yeah,
with.
with
Innit?
Champions League, yeah, Haaland.
With Champions League, Kane.
Mbappe.
Fair enough. All right, without Champions League, centre back Matt
Kanate.
Drift.
No, sorry.
Kanate.
Botman.
He said Drift.
Kanate.
Kanate for me. Midfielder Drift.
Basuma.
Ooh. I'm gonna go DePaul.
Rodrigo De Paul again for me. I don't care, bro. He's in both.
And then for striker, Andre Silva for me. Or
Well, he said attacker. It
Attacker.
could be anyone in the attack.
Yeah, I'm still saying Andre Silva. I don't think we get
Silva or. See, I would have said Neto, but that injury worries me. So
without Champions League attacker.
Yeah.
Rafinha.
Yeah, I'll go Silva still.
I got Rafinha.
Cool.
You're still touching man's sister, you know. Yeah,
KG's gonna come for you, bro.
KG is gonna deal with you.
Don't say that. That's horrible. Don't say that.
He told you bare times that's my sister, brother, and you don't.
Bro,
care.
no, he never said that. Come on.
I mean, warned us on Twitter today, bro.
Yeah, but I just said no. Do you know what it is? Yeah, man never said sister. I would never listen. But what KG did say though, when I said Rafinha, he said, "Bro, Rafinha, you going back there again, yeah?" And I just, you know, when you give the gift when the man's like this. That's all I did, bro.
Seeing the Will Smith not looking.
That's all I did.
Final super chat from Dado1. Comments on Canelo's fight. My brothers, enough love.
Hey.
It was to be expected, in my opinion.
My
Canelo was always gonna win.
I told man the most well-rounded boxer in the world.
He was always gonna win.
How do you stop a man who's actually basically like the Terminator?
He was always gonna win.
He walks you down with no respect, none.
What I will say is that at that point in the fight, I had Saunders up by 1 round, but I could.
I knew.
Hear me out. By 1 round, I had him up by 1 round, but I saw the tide changing. I think the only way you beat Canelo is if you're a good boxer, but you've got pop in your shots. Like you have to be able to hurt.
Yeah,
him.
because there was
That's
shots.
why I think Golovkin's the only one that beats him.
But Golovkin couldn't hurt him for 2 fights, Cal.
We won't go into that.
Yeah, because you want to know something? Billy Joe was kind of coming back into it. I will say that, Cal. He was. And he gave Canelo some shots. And I was like, raw, do you know what? Billy Joe might do something. But then
have you seen the injury he's sustained?
Who?
Billy Joe.
Or the orbital, innit?
No, it's worse than orbital. Put it this way.
What's happened to him now?
Could be the end of his boxing career. I'm going to show you a picture.
It cracked here and here, innit?
What happened
here and here?
Was it not orbital thing like Kell Brook?
His eyeball dropped.
Eh?
It's when you see it, it's mad.
I love it.
Do you want to know what? Yeah.
Can you guys see that? That's the break.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Yeah.
Here's the thing. Yeah.
It's done.
If you look, you can at Billy Joe's eye. If I can find my finger on the camera, that's where his eyeball is.
Oh my! You know what? Yeah, bro. I'm gonna be real. Shout out to Billy Joe, warrior.
Can I just say something? Yeah, can I just say something? You see, when you get people saying, "Oh, Billy Joe cut in his stool" or whatever, if you've ever called into work sick because you've got a common cold or you've got the flu, do not comment on what these fighters go through, please. It is different. Yeah. This man was willing to step back out there with a broken face. Do not tell me the man quit. His corner pulled him out, which is the right thing to do.
Indeed, it is for his own health.
But you know what, Cal? Even though what you're saying is 100% right, the only reason I think Billy's getting a lot of stick is because of what he said about Dubois and Kell Brook. And it's kind of like, you know, like that's how the world works, isn't it? The irony of it. He was making fun of Dubois for taking the knee when his eye was messed, and now he's ended up doing a very similar thing, and I think that's all it is.
No. This is the thing. Billy was going back out. His corner stopped the fight.
Yeah, but bro, if he'd have got one more left hook, he would have took a knee as well, bro, because his eye would have been in his fucking.
No,
in
but
the
I would have
back of his head.
blamed him, bro. I would have blamed him. His face was broken.
Yeah.
No, but
Johnny-
what I'm saying is that's all it is. I think it's only because he teased Kell Brook and Dubois why people are more having a go at him. But in
Maybe.
general, you're right. Nobody
know
should
what?
ever have anything to say about, like when people go, oh, why'd he tap? What a pussy. Hold on a minute. What if his arm breaks and it's never fixed and then he can't use his arm ever again? Over
People
what?
who
Pride?
say that, people who say that have never been in a submission.
I'm just saying, pride is the only reason why these things happen, and pride kills most people. Yeah.
No, Johnny, I would say about Billy
fuck
Joe.
pride.
Yeah, all joke. No. Do you know what? I have to say Billy Joe is a soldier because, as Carl said, he was willing to go out there, and the corner man were like, "Nah, bro,
That's
you're
what your
not
corner's
going back
there
there."
for.
But do you know what's so mad? Yeah, you see UFC, which you could arguably say is way more dangerous because obviously you can use your feet, you can use other parts of your body. Yeah, so you could argue. Let's say there's an argument. Remember my man, Cal, the Englishman that said, "Oh, my teeth are falling out." What's his name? My mind's gone black. Englishman, Cal. He goes, "My teeth are falling out."
No, that was Anthony Smith. That was not
Anthony
English.
Smith. Yeah, no, that's the guy.
No, he's
Anthony
not
Smith.
English.
Is he not English?
No, he's American.
Why did I think he was English? Anyway, mind
No,
gone
that's
black.
probably the name, innit?
Yeah, do you know, it is the Anthony Smith thing, but yeah, you're right. For some reason, I was like, he's English. Anyway, Anthony Smith, yeah, was blatantly trying to tell his cornermen, I don't want to fight no more. Like,
No, that's where you're wrong.
You don't think so?
No, he's got an
Bro.
agreement, bruv. He's got an agreement with his corner that they do not pull him out of a fight.
No, but here's the joke, though. When you're saying things like my teeth are falling out, bro, I can't even lie to you. For me, Cal, if you said to me, if you're in a fight, Cal, and you said, bro, my teeth are falling out, I can't feel my eyes. For me, you're saying to me, I need to come up, Matt, but my warrior spirit is going to allow me to go back out there and go out on my shield.
Bruv, he's
Bro,
told his cornermen, if you pull me out of a fight, you get sacked. He said that to them.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. Regardless, that's at the time, Cal. But when it happens to you, none of us have been free. I'm just saying, Cal.
I agree with you. I agree with you, but these men are built different.
No, Cal, I hear you. You could be the toughest man ever, bro. But if you're saying to your corner, man, yeah, my teeth are falling out, bro, you're only saying that because you want man to recognize. If not, you're not going to say nothing, Cal.
Matt, I agree.
Cal, my eye could be down to my lip, yeah?
Matt, I agree with you. I'd risk getting sacked, but these men are different.
No, Cal, I hear you, but they're still human beings.
They're not built like normal human beings, bro.
I hear you, Cal, but if a man, Drift, I don't know if you agree with me, but if a man says my teeth are falling out, yeah, for me, that's kind of him saying, bro, like, I kind of need out.
I agree. I agree, because it's about morals and can't you live with yourself if he dies because you had this dumb agreement that you won't not throw in the towel.
Because he's kind of saying, but he don't want to say. It's not he would.
Like, Cal, if I put you in charge of my finances, Cal, yeah. Say I was so bad with money. I said, Cal, can you be in charge of my money for me, please? Like, don't give me any money. Like, I'm just getting too terrible with my money. And you was like, all right, cool. What's your allowance? I said, £100 a week. You're like, cool. And like 3 or 4 days before the end of the week, I was out of money and I was starving. And you saw me and I looked ill. And you'd be like, what's wrong, bro? Be like, bro, I ain't eating for 3 days. Be like, why? I ain't got no money. You would not still go to the agreement we made. You'd give me money for food, bro. Because you'd be like, bro, you're dying here, bro. Go
I agree with everything you're saying. One of my friends is a Muay Thai fighter and he would never let me in his corner because he knows if I saw him getting pammed about, dashing and towel, more so I'd want to jump in there and fight for him. But that's where they're different. They're built different from us. It's a mental thing. They are mentally different from us.
No, Cal, no, I'm not even disagreeing what you're saying.
When a man walks in the cage and says, I'm ready to die, bruv, I'm not ready to die.
No, Cal, I hear you. I'm just saying, I kind of, maybe it's just me. Maybe they were how I saw it. I saw at that time when he was talking about my teeth are falling out, that was his only way. You know, like when you give someone an olive branch, is to say like, nah, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I'm fully done. But you will never hear me say I will quit. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but for me, that's why I rate like Deontay Wilder's corner, and like Mark Breland and all, like, because for me, as a person in the corner, you have to go above and beyond, and you have to take into consideration the person's health.
You have to. Sometimes you have to go above the fighter. You have to, and it's one of the hardest things to do because you don't want
especially if you know his kids.
Yeah,
what are you gonna say? Yeah, I'll let your dad die over pride.
But that's the thing. Real. That's why I'm saying you've got to be you have to it's not hard to be a good cornerman in my opinion. Like that if that cornerman let Billy Joe go back out, you get sacked instantaneously. You get sacked.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I still see it as like
that's money's over morals, though, isn't it?
It's life and death, bro. Like it is life and death because it
don't
matter how tough you are. If you can see like your fighter, your brethren, like your family member getting battered up like that, there comes a point where you have to go, do you know what? He's never going to forgive me, but I'm having to save his life tonight. He will never forgive me, but I'm saving his life.
I can live with that.
I will live with that. Same way.
Because one more punch and he never sees again. Billy Joe. Yeah. One more punch and he never sees again.
Bro, one more punch could do way even more.
And I'm being honest with you, if there's loose bone, one more punch and that bone might go into his brain and he dies.
Bro, that's what I'm trying to say.
Wouldn't go into his brain.
But I would just say,
who knows, bro?
It could cause
either way, he's in a bad way. Yeah,
it could cause more complications, bro.
Francisco A says Canelo said he felt his face cracking his fist. Yeah, he turned to Eddie after he.
That's what he done the whole. He knew. He could feel it.
Yeah. He started to buy it at that point. You know what? Canelo hits different. You know.
He's different. David Kitt says, Matt, you're wrong. He could have took the title off Jones via DQ. He could have. Remember, he got the illegal knee by Jones, and he decided not to take that as well. Built different.
But do you want to know what? No, I hear you, but again,
no one wants to win the title like that, though.
But not even that. The damage you can see when someone's even speaking. That what he felt there when he said my teeth are falling out when he was fighting my man, on my days, my mind's got black. Yeah, Glover Teixeira, yeah. You could tell he was in way more distress than when he fought Jones. You could tell from the way he got up, he went over to the corner, he could barely speak, and you were like, bro, like, I think he wants to, like, he won't say it, but you can sense it. Like, you can just sense it. Like, he wanted to say, bro, I can't do this, you know. But his warring spirit was like, I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to give an olive branch. I can't even feel my teeth. My teeth are falling out. You can pull me out if you want, but I'm going to go back in there. And that's where it takes you.
He says he's already sacked people in his camp for trying to take him out of fights.
Well, there you go, man. I'm just saying, man.
Neil Hayes said he took extra shots after the injury. That was ballsy. They're built different. Marcus Barnes says Drifty City can only get a maximum of 89 points, not 92.
Oh yeah, sorry, because they lost to Chelsea, innit? Oh yeah, sorry,
yeah. Drifty's back in the chat still. Jackson there said, Cal, you really need to read what Billy said about the other fighters. Incredibly disrespectful. Nothing wrong in taking a knee, but karma, boy. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm Billy Joe's biggest fan of what he says. Like, he said some very, very bad things. But I just think as non-fighters, I don't think we can be sitting there saying, man,
for real.
Like, that's all I'm saying. Troy M, the rumor has it Darth Drifty clipped up the whole show to make it seem like Matt wanted to smoke with Ngannou. LOL. I'm not gonna lie, if he's done that, I'm gonna make sure that gets taken down off the internet still.
Yeah, because I'm gonna unlike Man's Corner, man, I will throw the towel in. I'm not watching my friends die.
What story? He's got a what?
He basically is trying to get you to have to fight Ngannou, so we're not gonna let you die, bro. Don't worry.
How much are we getting paid though?
I rate you, man. You're looking out for your family because you ain't going to be spending the money.
Listen, I'm thinking about Kopish.
What are you saying? Man said single. What are you saying? Single mum but bare money. Nah, she'd rather you was around, bro. We're not letting you go in, bro. We're not letting you go in.
If someone offered me 10 mil to fight Ngannou, 10 mil, yeah, I'm gonna be so honest with you, man. I swear to on my life, you man know I'm not lying. I will get in the cage, but you will see the weakest performance you've ever seen. You will see me run around the cage.
Yeah, but I'll be honest with you, man. Okay, man.
Now, hear me out, Jeff. For 1 minute, and then I'll be looking at you, man, saying, throw in the towel. Throw it in! Throw it! Throw it! Bro, I'll be scared.
Matt, let I'll let you in on a little secret.
My face cannot take... You see my face here, real talk here? I ain't got the hardest face in the world. I ain't got the softest face in the world. But if a man like Ngannou was to crack me with a clean shot, bro, I'm going to be so real. I ain't getting back up.
Let me put this in perspective.
I'm looking at you, man, differently. Like, oh, what year we in? Because I'm going to be so honest.
Money, listen, money, yeah? Listen, Matt, Ngannou has the hardest recorded punch in human history, which is the equivalent of a Ford Focus doing full speed.
That's correct.
You want to get punched in the face at 130 miles an hour?
I'm not saying that. That's why I said I'm running.
He will catch you, bro.
I'm running. Man, remember the game's tune on documentary? I'm running. I'm running, bro. I am not standing there and getting based up.
You've got to give me Walmart money for me to get in the ring with Ngannou. I'm sorry, 10 mil's not enough.
For 10 mil?
No, it's not enough, bro.
You man,
I do not want to be punched at 130 miles an hour, man.
I'm saying to you, I'm stepping in the 10 mil. I'm running around the ring, and I'm asking for you, man, to save my life and throw in the towel. I do not care.
Matt, it's in the apex. It's in the apex. Bro, how far are you going to run in the apex, bro?
Bro, I do not care how bad it looks on ESPN. I don't care how bad it looks on Sky Sports. When they're talking about, this guy was a chicken, he didn't want none of it. I don't care. You want to know why? We've got the bag. You don't care.
Matt, in the apex, you can't run away. He'll cut the cage off so quickly, you can't run anywhere.
Within 10 seconds, he'll cut the cage off for you.
You think so? You think I can't run?
100%, bro. What are you playing? British Bulldog, bro. Man's going to be all like...
Matt, I sparred with people who are strikers, bro.
10 seconds. You think I can't
in a big hall, I've sparred with them, bro.
But Carl, when I say run, I don't mean
phone box.
No, but when I say like run, I don't mean stupidly. Like, you know when people imagine running, they just think running in a circle. They're like I'm just gonna be doing this. Bruv, you man don't have faith in me. That's your problem.
You're right. I don't know when it comes to Ngannou. I don't, man. No point me lying.
These man don't think I can last in the ring for 10 seconds running away from Ngannou. Not fighting him, you know.
No.
I'm not gonna lie.
You've got 7 seconds.
I'm not letting you go in.
No, you man are right. You man are right.
You've got 7 seconds,
bro. 10 mil. Nah, I'm gonna be real. I'll take it, but I'd also know that my life will probably change, and it won't be for the best.
By the way, if me and Cal are letting you go in the fight, yeah,
you man are disrespectful.
Are we in the will?
You man are disrespectful friends because you're gonna be spending my money.
No, but are we in the will?
You man are disrespectful friends.
I would never sign you up for that fight. I'm not even gonna lie. David Kitt says his name's Lionheart for a reason. He won't quit. Facts. Gang and Deep. Canelo's record phenomenal and pound for pound top 2. I rate fighters like Crawford and Fury higher. They stepped up and fought fighters coming out of their best winning streaks. Canelo got gift decisions and ducked hella man.
No.
I don't agree with all of that. I agree with some of it.
No. Canelo doesn't duck anyone.
Oh, leave it. He has ducked, man. Oh. He has. Come on, don't do that. He has ducked. He has ducked. Not recently, but he has ducked in his career. Like, come on now. Come on. Let's not do that. Oh. Boxing allows you to duck. It does. And a lot of them do.
Canelo's got a bit of coward in him then. Is that what we're saying?
No, I'm not saying it's coward. It's a business move, but it's still duck.
Oh, yeah, no. Maybe there might be fights that he hasn't had for business purposes, but he's never been afraid. When people use the term ducking, it's because the person thinks that other person can beat them.
No.
Business is different to being afraid to lose. No, if you say man's ducking you, that's because you think you're going to lose.
Well, Canelo has ducked. It's happened in his career. It happened in Floyd's career as well. It's like it's happened in all these boxers' careers. It's happened. Maybe apart from Crawford, as things stand right now. Like it's just what it is, bro. That's what they do. That boxers are allowed to do it because there's so many different promotions. UFC, you can't duck anyone.
No, but
You
like
gotta
I
fight
said, I
everyone.
think making decisions for money purposes, yeah, I agree. There's loads of stuff where that's happened, but I don't think Canelo's afraid to fight anybody.
I'm not saying he's afraid to fight. Doesn't mean he still can't duck.
No, but Cal, wouldn't you call ducking that you're afraid that you'll lose the
No,
fight?
no.
Business
It's
decisions isn't
no,
ducking. If I come
no,
to you and I say, bro, why are you ducking me? It means you're hiding.
no, no. It's not drift. You're taking it out of context. Ducking could be as simple as that fight is very tough, and there's a chance I could lose it, so I'm not going to take the fight. I'm not frightened of him, but there's a high chance I could lose it, so I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
taking
what
the
I'm
fight.
saying. The fear of losing is ducking. That's what I'm saying. Like, not that, maybe not scared, but yeah, you're afraid you're gonna lose the fight. That's
No,
called
the risk.
ducking. I don't think Canelo feels like he's gonna lose to anyone.
Not now. I'm not saying now, but in points in his career, of course, he's felt like that.
Or was it just he knew that at that point it was a poor decision for his career because you should never go up too high until you've got experience? That ain't ducking.
Ducking's ducking, bro. He's ducked people. Like they
Uh,
all boxers have ducked, bro. Like it just is
uh,
what it is. It is what it is. But look, people, we're gonna round off there. Gonna be back tomorrow at some point for the Man United preview. In fact, saying that they've got a game.
no, we got the draft tomorrow, Cal.
There's a draft tomorrow. It is the draft tomorrow. It is, isn't
Got
it?
the
It
draft
is.
tomorrow, guys. So make sure you're there for the draft, people. Guess who got first pick?
Troy M. I imagine
Hey,
Ngannou chasing Matt, and he's trying to get away, running like Reece chasing the ball over the top. Never take the fight, Matt. For real, don't take the fight. On a very serious note, yes, pray for Palestine, save Palestine. Thoughts and prayers are with everyone going through what is going on out there, which is horrific
that's
to say
horrible,
the
man.
least. So, yeah, platforms like this, we can hopefully raise a bit of awareness to what's going on over there and can offer our thoughts and prayers with what's going on over there. So, yeah, horrible circumstances for the people over there at the moment, and for anyone who may have family and friends over there as well. Thoughts and prayers are with you all. Yes, people, we will be back tomorrow with the draft. So make sure you
And big
tune
up
in for that.
everyone for making me first pick. Mad love, people, love.
Yeah. Once again, you didn't make me first pick again, so yeah, I ain't saying no more. But yeah, anything you guys want to say before we take the people out?
Roll on. In fact, not roll on. Let's see what happens Tuesday evening. Let's see. Because it's going to go either or. We're either going to sit there and go, hello, or we're going to go, yeah, it's done.
Yeah.
Fully done. Like, fully. There's no point.
Well, if he's putting the kids out, it's already done. I'm not even getting my hopes up one bit.
Oh,
do you want to know something, guys? Here's what I'll give you some advice. Yeah, if there's one piece of advice I can give you, Liverpool fans out there, the fact that FSG are going to do nothing different in the transfer market, whether we're in the Champions League or whether we're in the Europa League, means that let's just come to terms with it. Let's see the Europa League as a way to be able to play some of our squad players, get them experience, and quite possibly mean there's a guaranteed trophy next season. Because in all honesty, if we play our good team, that trophy's a given. There's no way anybody should be able to beat us in the Europa
Famous
League.
last words, bro. Shall I tell you why that's famous last words? Because if Juventus don't get relegated, they could end up in Europa for a start.
Yeah, there's
then,
obviously extenuating circumstances, Carl. But as Man United have proved this season, when you are the best, if you play to your potential, you'll win it. The Europa League is one of those competitions.
They've had a pretty easy running. Do you remember our running the last time we were in Europa?
Yeah, that's true. Obviously, this is football. Anything can happen in it. But I'm just saying, really and truthfully, if we're in the Europa League, we're probably the favourites to win the competition.
Starting off, we would be.
So,
we're one of the favourites.
I'm going to tell you what happened if we're in Europa.
Come to terms with it, guys, is what I'm saying.
If we're in Europa, this is what will happen. Juventus will go in from the beginning, and people will talk about Juventus and Liverpool. And then you see when the Champions League team get knocked out, it'll probably be Real Madrid, maybe Dortmund,
PSG,
and PSG. And then it just become a mad.
We know in our luck there will be some crazy shit.
Exactly.
Trust me.
Exactly. But people, enough love to you all. Until tomorrow evening, make sure you smash the like if you haven't already. Please do get us up to what we've got. We've had over 800 of you watching at certain points. Let's get to at least 500 likes, please, people. All it takes is just a smash of the button. That's it. Until next time, people, stay safe, stay blessed. We're Kopish and we're out, people. Take care.
Peace.